Futures back in positive territory to start things off here this morning as we await more economic data to come a little bit later on in the day. Nothing significant as far as announcements this morning. Some mortgage-related information coming up around 9:45 and then 10 o'clock once again as we come off a bit of a slide into the close yesterday. If you remember, we ended the session basically near the lows of that last hour or so. That said, a lot of things moving around this morning back to the upside, including that's the overall market right now, including Tesla back in positive territory, maybe teaming up with CATL on a battery deal over in China, looking to develop some faster charging batteries specifically for the Chinese market. So that would be huge if that is actually a thing for Tesla. We'll have a look at DJT again, coming off just a wild day yesterday for that stock, both directions up again here this morning. GME out with earnings downside in a pretty big way here. And NIO, Chinese ADRs under pressure here this morning, but NIO specifically cutting their delivery expectations, so not a good look for them as well. It's Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. Tradertv.live starts now. Yeah, let's look at the overall market there. This is NASDAQ up 0.5% here so far pre-market. Not a lot of action so far, but we are gapping back higher after, as I was mentioning, pretty steep sell-off into the close yesterday. A lot of things under pressure, including some of the big tech names late in the day. We'll have a look at those coming up, but lots to look forward to at the end of the day. That's how things ended. 0.42, 0.28, bed flat for the Dow, 0.19 for the Russell. We are green here to start things off. Not quite that strong at this point, but lots of things moving around here. As I mentioned, hey, Robinhood has a credit card, and it's solid gold.
What?
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Just refer 10 people, Brendo. You get a solid gold credit card from Robinhood. Vlad Tenev announcing that yesterday, I think this morning. Super interesting. GameStop also had earnings not doing so well, so a couple of meme stocks in focus. China also in focus. A lot of the American company executives over there to meet with President Xi to try to iron things out. So lots to chat about today, Brendo.
Yeah, Bitcoin is well back below 70,000 ever so slightly here, but moving around once again this morning, so we'll keep an eye on all things crypto related. Obi is back in the hot seat once again this morning. Good morning, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
morning.
It's all Obi all the time, and we're happy to have him.
Oh no, you're out of a coffee?
Oh no.
Randy! Where's that little Randy fun thing that we have? Maybe he'll magically appear.
I
It's too
got
bad,
another
that
one
thing
right
wouldn't
here.
appear, and then all of a sudden coffee's, oh, you got a coffee there.
Boom.
Okay. Are we allowed to cheers coffee? Remember you said no cheersing water was bad luck, and then we had that banger of a trade?
Cheers.
That's why jinx are... All right.
Maybe
So
what it
to everybody
wasn't
out
the
there.
best of luck for the market. We got that.
Yeah, it was
little
bad
bit
for
of
the market.
a
It was
little
bad
bit
for
of
the
a
market.
slip,
It was
a little
bad
bit of
for
an
the
avalanche.
Or was
going
it
into
bad
the
for the
close.
market? I said yesterday, into that close,
You were short the TQs. We were
I was
talking
short
about
the
that. Damn,
TQs,
that was
and I
nice.
said
That
at
was
the
nice.
end of the day, I said I would look for a bounce here tomorrow morning. We wake up, NASDAQ's up 0.4%. So you basically making back everything you lost right there in that last hour, but you know what? You got to sell to make a profit.
It just ripped right back up into those closing prices.
I wish that Robinhood, I'm just reading about this now, no annual fees, and it says up to 3% cashback. My credit card, I think, is like maybe 1%, and on certain purchases, you get 2%, and then maybe you get 4%, something like that. So, but that sounds pretty sweet if that's like a general 3% or 2% across the board. Let me know if anybody here in Canada has a good program there, a good credit card where you get like a lot of cash back. Me and Ramin were talking about that. I put a lot of stuff on the credit card, and it's just like to get that cash back for us is great. You can also get travel points and things like that, but some of the travel we do is with the business, whatever, so I don't use that too much, so I get the cash back. But what would you be, more of a points guy or a cash back guy?
I think I'd go with the points.
Points you get good value.
I like the travels. Yeah.
Is Neil
those,
still
frequent
on the
flyer
show?
miles.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Yeah, he's Neil's on vacation. He'll be back next
We're
week.
just testing out Obi just in case. Yeah.
I'm just filling in, guys.
Huge $4
I just
billion.
fill in. That's all I do.
He's the fill man. The waste management guy over there. Okay, yeah, I know. IBIO. What's up, Mard? Yeah, that's IBIO is on our, we're going to get to it there, on our watch list today. This is iBio Inc. here, trading higher after entering collaboration agreement with Astral Bio. So it's a nice move up here for IBIO, and thanks for pointing that out, as it's looking like it wants to take out the day's high right now. And then if we use our trade ideas, you can see there, as we got some construction happening behind us. We only have a short float of 1.71% right now, but look at the float, ladies and gentlemen. We have another low float runner here. It's just 3 million shares. Already done 14 of those million shares with a 3 million float. So this name's going to do crazy amounts of RVOL today. Get ready for IBIO. And Obi, you mentioned that we missed DNUT yesterday because it did an amazing amount of volume, had that deal with McDonald's, and once again up here today. So maybe we'll be looking at that.
Yeah, no, I was looking at it last night. I was like, big miss opportunity. We even pulled it up.
Yeah.
I remember the chat pointed it out. I was like, oh, nice. This is this, large cap association. That's definitely something to watch. And I pulled it up. I looked at the chart. I was like, oh, that's nice.
We did not.
And then I moved over back to what I was doing with some of the semis and maybe some of the large caps, and that was kind of a miss on my part. But with a little bit of review last night, I'm like, yeah, no, maybe if you see that happening, take a quick look at the RVOL. I do have it on my chart, but like a little bit of situational awareness can definitely improve on that. But yeah, today, day 2 on that news, I'm definitely going to be having it on watch. But yeah, nothing too crazy.
Wow,
today I'm just going to be waiting for a lot of opportunities to kind of show up. We see that like midday. We've had some crazy moves. We got Reddit. We got DJT that's moving.
I love
and
DJT.
I guess,
That's
yeah,
gonna be my favorite symbol.
DJT was nice.
Ever since we had that DJTJ talk the other day. Wow, what a fail it was when we put that poll up. This is how wrong, you can be on a stock. We had that discussion about Robinhood versus SoFi about 2 months ago, and I actually picked Robinhood, but I'm invested in SoFi, which is the stupidest thing. Robinhood here from February has doubled. So Robinhood right here, this is February 8th, so you're talking about just, I guess, 7 weeks. You've gone from $10.50 to $21, so up 100%. Obi.
Yep.
SoFi from that same date was at that time $8.38. Maybe we're cherry picking. Let's just say $8, and today $7.30, minus 10% versus a plus 100%. So the question is now, I ask everybody in the chat, March 27th, do we rotate out of Robinhood profits, if you have any, and go into SoFi? SoFi's here at a bottom. It hasn't had a move whatsoever. And Robinhood's up 100% in a month and a half. What do you guys think in the chat? Let's throw it back to the floor. Desk.
All right, a number of things to discuss this morning. I was just having a look at ALT, was popping up in front of me here on volume scanner, so little one moving around. A couple other things to consider here. Tesla, as we said, CATL. This is kind of interesting. This is not confirmed yet, but apparently the company in talks with CATL, battery maker over in China, to develop faster charging and lighter batteries is what I was reading this morning. So part of the reason we're back to the upside here, there was also a couple of positive analyst notes this morning on Tesla, but I mean, everyone in this industry is working towards that specifically. I mean, you're still having to sit, at a charging station for 30, 40, 45 minutes to charge a vehicle. If they can come up with something that's significantly less, that's huge.
Yeah, it's big, Brendo. I mean, we see QuantumScape working on their technology with ceramics to try to make charging a little bit quicker and less degradation for the batteries. I mean, that's the holy grail, right? You want to be able to maintain the 100% capacity of the battery for as long as you can. You also want to be able to charge as quickly as you can. So lots of technical challenges still in the battery world. I want to see how this does, because recall that they're using different types of batteries on their Model Ys in China. cheaper,
Yeah.
but with less range, obviously, but the price reflects that.
Yeah, development continues, obviously, and should. Just mentioning that ALT, Altimmune downside hepatitis B treatment trial was discontinued, so ALT moving around here as well, guys.
You want to buy Robinhood or SoFi at these levels?
Neither. I don't know. I haven't really looked at them, so.
All right.
What do you think?
For me, I would actually do like a little bit of a split idea there. I would take that 100%, get out a half of it for Robinhood, let the rest ride, and then like you were saying, gun to head. I mean, I don't know if I would be buying SoFi, but I would if I put $1,000 into each of those names that 2 months ago, and now I would have 2,000 in Robinhood,
Right.
and I would have not 880 or whatever in SoFi.
Yeah.
So that I would take that 1,000 off the table on Robinhood, then it's house money, drop it into SoFi. I mean, this was a Robinhood community event. So the thing is like, Anthony Noto is a very public person. He's CEO of SoFi. Randy sits here and does these things with these things. I actually have to message him to get that coffee going. And I just think that SoFi is capable of doing very similar tactics to Robinhood.
You're saying it's kind of lagging behind.
I mean, by the chart space, yeah, but by the chart also looks bad. So, I mean, under the 50, under the 200. When you're looking at a stock like this, like a JP Morgan, this is the problem. This is the problem with investing and trying to stock pick. You know, it's like when you see a name like SoFi and you see that it's not moving and you're like, oh, maybe there's some nice value here, there's a bottom somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Often, a lot of these names that you pick, see Fisker, I mean, there's lots of different names. You know, a lot of these names are actually battling back right now, but look at a GameStop or, you know, some of these little more meme stocks. You invest in them hoping to get that 20, 30, 40, 50%, which is great. You'll get that. I mean, we just talked about Robinhood going up 100%. But if you just put your money into JP Morgan, you know, even at that same time, JP Morgan is going to get you more return than an ETF. Or something like that. But you're telling me that,
Whoa,
right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just like, this is not really rocket science.
No.
So if you put that same $1,000 into JP Morgan down here at that same time, that's 175. Sure. You know, it's not $300. It's not doubled its value or anything like that. But, you know, you sleep at night and you don't worry about gold credit cards.
When was that regional banking crisis?
That was like 2 years
October,
ago, March.
It's been 2 years? No.
Yeah, because this last year was, or was it last year, the banking crisis?
Yeah.
KRE. What's up with the KRE? Yeah, it was in the spring, wasn't it?
Yes. I was looking at JPM's chart. I'm like, all right, well, since October, we've just been trending up. Very, very strong since those October earnings last year. When was this? Last quarter of, October 23.
Yep. March, yeah.
I don't know if that was March 23 was the crisis? Okay.
Here's KRE. But this is, I mean, again, this is the other thing too. You know, I mean, there it is. Whew. So you're going to get, you know, Silicon, SVB, and then, what was it, First Republic, all the way to the downside there. Finally making that 34, 35 bottom. And you're kind of, you know, you're sort of recovering. We just had that New York Community Bank situation fall from here, 52 down into the, this is probably a good buy too, actually. We have WFC today on some upgrades and things like that. Okay, just real quickly here about Tesla. I mean, it's going to be, I know this is broken record time, but like yesterday we nailed this stock early, man. We had a 178 bottom there yesterday on Tesla. We were able to grab that. We were going to open in and around 178, 179. It did dip down. We were able to get that whole move. And then we threw some money away here when it was bouncing around 180, which turned out to be a pretty good thing because that late day sell-off that Obi was just mentioning, you know, created another bottom. But guess what? We basically bounced at 178 again. So the Tesla trade today is a 178 long. I mean, if the market's coming in and we're going to stop and recover a little bit, then open up higher. If we get a flush, I mean, the 200 periods at 179, let's get that party started right there. I mean, we can get it started at 179, wait for a 178 to put it on, and then go into the depths of hell if we break into 177.50. So, I mean, even 177.50 here, Obi, yesterday pre-market was held. So, I mean, if you like Tesla, then I think in this area right here is a good little buy. See that new tool? It's been here forever. But this little area with this ellipse could give us some buy spots. So I think we'll be there. And it's always a matter of how many shares at what level. Yeah. Any thoughts?
All right, let's touch on Bitcoin here real quick. As I mentioned when we came on there at 8:30, really not doing a heck of a lot as far as price action so far this morning. That said, we are still holding up very nicely here, right at 70,000. Yesterday there was a decent volume, even though we didn't do too much on the price action side of things as well. If you look at the individual movers this morning, Coinbase was back higher a little bit after a pretty red day at the end of the session yesterday, 1.9%, right now back higher for Coin. Mara, I noticed as well, 1.5% back to the upside today. So worth keeping these in mind.
Yeah, some of the miners had a good day yesterday, Brendo. I saw Hut 8 well into double-digit territory. I think it was up about 12 or 13%. Mara, Riot, CleanSpark all had decent days. I'm keeping my eye here on MicroStrategies because that was an insane move yesterday. It moved about $300 some odd. So
Crazy.
We'll continue to watch what they do. Knocked on the door of 2,000, Brendo, 1905.
Yeah, still holding up there right now, 1910 right now for MSTR. Another 1.5%. This thing just keeps going.
13.50.
MSTR,
oh man, I can't even get this. I'm trying to get this sticky note. Thank you to Randy. He just came through. Unfortunately, he was here and gone. Yeah, you want to talk? Why don't you talk about MSTR? Have you looked at it yet? I mean, Bitcoin's over 70,000.
Yeah, so I just pulled up Bitcoin as we just mentioned that. So yeah, 70,000. We've been kind of in that 70,000 since the beginning of this week. We kind of popped right back up in there. So let's take a quick look at the daily chart and see what we got in store here on the Ponzi, the crypto, right? A lot of people like to call this the Ponzi, right?
Crypto?
The Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Are they calling it Ponzi?
No, it's called that's like a slang for yeah. So it's kind of back up to the 70,000 mark.
You're not a believer in crypto or what?
No. I definitely am. It's just I like the name for it.
Okay.
It's nice.
Okay.
It's a joke at the same time.
Shout out to Ponzi.
Yeah. Shout out to Ponzi.
Taking a picture of the sticky note.
All right. No, not Microsoft. MSTR. That muscle memory. Okay.
Wow. Oh my God.
2,000. Wow. Okay. So we actually got all the way up to 2,000. We're only about 100 points away from this 2,000 over here. It's pretty wild. Kind of breaking out as well of this 81. This is the daily chart. Let's take a quick look at the weekly. Are we kind of, yeah, exactly. Look at that. That's pretty wild there on the weekly. You look like you break and then you just rip right back up. That's definitely potentially catching people offside as well. Bounce off of a previous high from 21. So yeah, that cycle that we had going into the end of the COVID era or whatever into 21. That spike that we had, we come right back into it on the weekly last week actually, and then now we're kind of pushing some fresh highs. MSTR all-time highs testing as of right now. Did we hit those yesterday actually? Yeah, so yesterday in the pre-market, we printed 1957. So yeah, that 2,000 definitely going to be on watch for me. Let's see what Bitcoin does, but it seems like this thing's running on its own a little bit.
I mean, we keep talking about if you like Bitcoin, then I feel like MSTR is right for you. Just to talk about something that I'll be trading, you'll see me get into. I mean, I like this IBIT product. We've been trading that a bit. That's not done on purpose, but no, it wasn't really done on purpose. So this little level here, I mean, it was really held yesterday, so that's going to be in and around 69,000 or so coming through. So you're going to have to watch that. How I trade Bitcoin is I'm watching this throughout the day. I'm not necessarily picking levels. I'm waiting for a dramatic move one way or the other. Like if we take out yesterday's top here at $40.60, we'll note that kind of a level. For IBIT, that's going to be around that 71,000 mark. So if we really start going on the crypto names themselves, Bitcoin and other whatever, Ethereum, or we really start going and we notice that it's moving around, we'll fly over to IBIT right there, right now. Mara's had such a nice move back. We're filming the podcast tonight, but We talked about Mara buying this name at $17, $18. We looked at a very bottom level of 15, but again, you could have started a position right here. This is when we were talking about it. Nice move back to the upside, a little bit of a short float as well. I could see Mara starting to dance here again today with Mara and Riot. Just if it gets going, watch out for that 2140 on these names. We're working on the sticky note, but MSTR, what a levered machine that one is as it keeps on going to the upside. So let's go over to the screen now and catch some upgrades and downgrades with Adara.
Lots of big names on the list here. Spotify getting an upgrade from HSBC Securities, trading up almost 2%. Disney getting an upgrade as well from UBS ahead of its shareholder vote coming up on April 3rd. Tesla getting an upgrade from Canaccord Genuity, price target increase here to 234. And Levi's getting an upgrade from Telsey Advisory Group. Downgrades, we have FedEx getting downgraded here by Exane BNP Paribas. They actually reported last week. Visa also getting a downgrade here from Redbird Atlantic. Wells Fargo with a price target increase, but a rating downgrade from Keefe Bruyette. And last but not least here, Crown getting downgraded by Truist, guys.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is going to be, honestly, Disney's cooking right now. Wow, like another upgrade there today. I should have put this on the sticky note today, but this, any kind of a pullback in Disney, this is a daily chart. I mean, it's trying to get to this 125 like crazy. So, I mean, you know, the mouse is definitely close to out of this house, because if this breaks this 125, I mean, you're going to have quite a nice move on Bob Iger talking about direct-to-consumer being profitable, on ESPN getting that deal done with the NCAA, with ESPN Bet starting to go, you know, get going a little bit. We saw the move on DraftKings. I don't know, man. Paramount's catching a bid now. I think Disney can continue to work. I am talking of my own book. I mean, a lot of us own Disney stock, and I'm going to be selling some of it. I have not yet. I like the name, but look what happened yesterday. You know, you had this dip opportunity again yesterday. And I believe we tried this and lost. But I don't know why we would have got out if it didn't break 118. But these bottoms are pretty sweet. If we can get something again, whoa, I'm still on this ellipse. If we can get something again in here for Disney, like 120, and then just try to respect, like, look at this move midday. Just try to respect in here this 119.70, 119.80 area. I really like Disney for a long. I mean, it's not doing our vol, so maybe it's not something that would catch our eye immediately. It's only 50,000 shares, but which is probably close to its relative volume. But I like this stock. I like it down here at 120. Hold it against that 119.50. I think Disney's a winner again.
Yeah, the trend's looking nice on Disney. I was looking at FedEx on the downgrade side of the board there, because FedEx had earnings just a couple of days ago, last Friday. Nice strong push off of that right into that 300. Can't really get into 300. A little bit of a shelf tech kind of action there in the after hours. Comes right back in to about halfway, and then we kind of bounce. Now we're getting that downgrade. I don't know how strongly that's going to affect it, but I'm going to be watching this one a little bit here. Let's see if we can kind of push towards that 300, maybe get over previous day highs. Day one earnings high is where we kind of got above yesterday, right? We attempted to break below that day one low of earnings, and we couldn't really get there. Next day we come in, pop back in, something interesting, day one high. All of yesterday's end of day consolidation, when does this kind of start? So you get that strength pushing high a day around 12:30, and then you just consolidate or just hold that level going into the close, which also happens to confluence with the earnings day one high intraday, or I guess maybe not the high. Now that I'm seeing this first 15-minute candle, all right, this consolidation high. So maybe not the total high. So okay, that's cool. We got another level that we can watch as well in and around that 291. So let's see what FedEx has to do today, or is going to do today, with that downgrade kind of coming right back in below some of those levels. So we've got a few levels to watch. Maybe something will be there, maybe something won't be, but I'm definitely going to be I'm definitely going to try to keep an eye on that one. FedEx with a nice look.
I just saw Foot Locker here up 8% for FL to start today. Is it actually 8%? Okay, maybe not. Big day yesterday, or big couple of days coming off earnings for Foot Locker. There's a couple of positive analyst notes once again, but I don't know why this other platform that I'm looking at is saying it's up 8% today.
Yeah, well,
not too.
go ahead. Yeah, they're going to present, Brendo, at the 10th annual Retail Roundup Conference by JP Morgan. Obviously, you know, one of their biggest suppliers is Nike. Nike's been kind of trying to go their own way through that direct-to-consumer channel, but Foot Locker did quite well here, so we'll have to see exactly what they have to offer at this conference.
We're going to touch on some of these Chinese ADRs coming up in the rundown here, but just noticed Alibaba on a day low scanner here, 70.79. JD.com back under pressure as well, back towards the bottom of the range from yesterday at least. AMD also just popping up in front of me here a little bit, 179.22. I mean, this is getting back to a point where, you know, we're inside this range once again, or at least holding the top end of the range for AMD, maybe a buy at this point.
Yeah, still waiting to hear more about their new MI GPU. We've gotten a lot of information from NVIDIA with that conference. Still waiting to hear a response from AMD. We obviously know that they're going to release that MI GPU later this year, but the details a little bit light still. And about orders, we know that Meta and Amazon, we're both looking at picking up some from AMD, but light on details.
Yeah, pretty amazing that, I mean, we touched on it yesterday. Micron, all-time highs. NVIDIA then, AMD, as we just saw, still deeply into this pullback. Is this not a buy at some point here, guys, for AMD?
Yeah, immediately. Like, I mean, I feel like it depends on your time frame when we're talking about buying and selling these names. I mean, I think there's an inevitable bubble coming. It's just a matter of what's going to sort of burst it. Is it going to be valuations? Do we have to wait for the next earnings date to come through? I mean, just forget about AMD. I'll look at AMD. NVIDIA's always late, right? So AMD reports April 30th. So we get another month, you know, heading into earnings. And the question I'm going to, you know, ask everybody is, when you've had a pullback from here, this is not a SoFi Robinhood question. I feel like a lot of people would be investing into chip names rather than SoFi. But, you know, you've just pulled back here. I think enough probably is enough, which is why I say it might be time to start to buy this name. Heading into earnings in three weeks, you know, 4 weeks is earnings. So ramp it up, give it that week into earnings. I mean, it's just the high, the wick high there, 220. Let's even say 215, okay, right there, 214, 215. So now you've pulled back there off of that, $35, $40. So, you know, you're down, that would be 20 on 210. So you're down like, 13% or so off those tops at some point. I feel like you might want to start to buy this name, but I don't blame anybody if you wait until you get through this 50-period moving average, which right now is at 181. So I think you need to break that. And then I would like a break above this 185 to confirm that we're back to the north side here. And until then, it's actually, you know, again, we talked to Brian Shannon about this. You know, eventually, this is a 50-period moving average, right? It's going to start to slope down. I don't know how many days this is, but you're going to start to slope it down. Not yet. But at some point, this is going to be resistance. And for right now, I don't think there's a problem going short this name in and around that 182, which is that 50-period moving average, which just happens to be, you know, yesterday's high. So I like the longs today. I have the sticky note. I'm about to post it out. They talked about Alibaba. We'll get to that. The Chinese names are on the watch list. So we'll get to Alibaba, but I like that name if it gets a little lower. And honestly, I like AMD to short it if it gets a little higher. But I still like the longs in all these names. It's just, for this one, $2 either way, I think you test it.
Yeah, that AMD move yesterday, we were a little involved
Tesla's gone, by the way.
in a bit of the name. Yeah, Tesla's continuing to go. This crazy strength that does come in, and yeah, that 82, Sean. Not only is it yesterday's high, it's the high from the day before, and then a couple days before that, on last Thursday, when we had this strong little flush off the open. it happens to be the midday kind of high as well. So not only has it been showing up yesterday morning or yesterday as the high, but it's been showing up a couple times previously over the past couple of weeks, last Thursday and on Monday being one of them, and then Tuesday as well. So yeah, definitely that 182 is worth a watch. And when I was sitting here for this and I was like, holy, what is this strength? I got a little emotional. I was like, oh, okay, you know, I'll just take that, and I took everything out from my long right here, but it just kept on going with expanding volume right into that 82 level, and then that's where it kind of started to slow down and fade off. So if we kind of get back up to that 182, Sean, I definitely agree with you there. I think that's going to be an interesting level to be watching the tape on AMD.
All right, let's get into everything else we need to know here, heading towards the open on a Wednesday morning here. Tesla, yeah, pretty impressive still. Sharif's going to lead us off with a look at the market.
52.65, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday. Currently trading below 5,300 with the overnight high being 52.90. So same thing as we said yesterday. 52.50 as support, 5,300 as resistance.
Just seeing Fisker cutting the price of the ocean by as much as 39%. FSRN, if you want to have a look at Fisker now over on the OTC. If you haven't done so, grab that. Missed it, but grab that. It's rewind. Use a QR code. It's the watch list. Super easy, free for you every day. Let's talk about Tesla. This was actually after the close yesterday. There's a couple of positive analyst notes on Tesla this morning, but this would be huge. CATL teaming up over in Tesla, teaming up possibly over in China to work on faster charging, lighter, more compact batteries for their cars.
Yeah, Brendo, and Morgan Stanley chiming in not that long ago with reiterating its buy rating on Tesla and increasing its price target to $320. That is, more conservative than what Kathy Woods is predicting Tesla be $2,000 or some odd, but that's a nice premium from where it's currently trading at.
Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, if you're looking, guys, FSRN, if you were away yesterday now on the OTC for Fisker.
Yeah, that was... Sorry about that. I hit that bang button because I was like, boom, time to buy some Fisker stock on that news. It's always a good sign when you slash the price of your cars by 39%. That's, we nail Elon when he drops it by like $500 or something like that. Okay, look. The watch list is so nice. It even says this, like, good day, Sean Katina. Like you put your name in there, you get a nice little hello. And then this is what we were talking about, a nice market summary, some promo codes in there. Then all of the stocks that we'll be talking about right here, including the Chinese ADR, GameStop. Here's the Tesla story that we're going to talk about right now. This is a relatively new deal, but you can see right now we're talking all about Citigroup. Actually, a price decrease there from 224 to 196 on a little bit of a downgrade. But go check it out immediately and grab our watch list. But look, I'm just about to send it out myself right now, but I have Tesla written down here as a 178 long. Oh my geez, okay. Yeah. Now we're starting to get going on Tesla. I mean, this is when the show started. We were at 178. We opened with the story of Tesla. I opened up, that's AMD chart. We opened up right here, 178, 179. We drew that little ellipse down here on our chart that, of course, has magically disappeared. And we talked about getting long down at those levels. We hit those levels yesterday on Tesla. And today, they're just hopefully going to come back in. There's that 178 that we had yesterday, a huge move up, and then that flush that happened at the end of the day. The good thing about that flush was it was supported by levels that make sense to us. It's one thing if it goes all the way down here and stops randomly at 176.50. But no, we already marked down 178. We like 178 from a back test earlier in the week. We like 178 from yesterday's bottom. It also was the bottom at the end of the day. So open, huge move, close. All right, so it looks like Tesla did nothing yesterday. So what I wrote down here on the sticky note is we still need to get that full self-drive bump because we had it and then it got taken away and it still needs to happen. So it's like if the market's going to be up today, then Tesla's a no-brainer long. The only problem is that someone with a smarter brain than I already thought about that, and there it goes. So Tesla's already going. It just makes so much sense to me that this name needs to be a long. The reason we talk about it on the pod, we talk about it on the market recap show, we talk about it on this show. I thought one of the only reasons to buy Tesla was for the AI, the full self-drive capabilities, the capabilities with a company like Uber, and just where this world's going. And I don't know. You know, Brendan tried to get me to buy Tesla because of the robot.
Oh yeah,
that would be nice.
That would be cool.
I just want the robot here to hit trades, buy, sell, like that.
I mean,
I think you could probably code software.
Yeah,
for that. Yeah. I agree with Brendan. I mean, I'm down with that. You know, you're too lazy to take your dog for a walk. Hey, yo, you know, Optimus, take this guy for a 3-mile walk.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think maybe we're headed towards that. It's kind of like an iRobot kind of world there, right?
You know what? I mean, I've always thought about violence. You know, like, how are you going to let your robot just walk around the streets? Like, someone's going to vandalize it.
I mean, hopefully the robot can defend itself.
Now you're having robots. Now you're having robots fighting citizens.
No, you don't have to fight them. You can just defend and run.
No, Sharif. That's not. We cannot just enable. Oh, if someone attacks robot attack back. That is not something that we need to be doing.
You know, you just get a defense
exactly.
mode.
No,
you know?
No, Obi, you're not. These guys do not have, like, their strength is not equatable to human strength, my guy.
Yeah, no.
Like, you're punching a robot, and that's just like, hey, what's going on, Obi? You know, it's not falling down.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, when some people punch it, I guess.
Yeah,
robot versus Mike Tyson.
yeah, if Sharif punches the robot, maybe the robot will get a dent in it.
I don't know about me. Anyways,
I'm gonna get a dent.
Tesla right now is just motoring up here.
I like that Tesla. If you see that, I just looked at like some of the articles that were coming out. They were like, oh, I think Barron's or something. Was it Barron's or no? Dow Jones building on Tuesday's strong advance. All right. So I was like, all right, what happened on Tuesday? Yeah, we had Monday and Tuesday strength off the open, strength in the pre-market, a little bit of a shelf.
Tesla's
and coming in today.
Randy.
What's going on, Randy? Coming in today, Tesla's holding that this kind of area from the previous day, both in the pre-market and after hours, and intraday shelf end of day there as well. A little interesting level, 178, 179-ish, and we're pushing off of that. So let's see if we can break some of these highs and see if that long can really come in on Tesla today. It is on a little bit of a run over the past few days. So let's see what we got in store today.
Oh, man. All right. DJT back on the list as it rightfully should be. Let's zoom in a bit. Yesterday was just wild on this thing. Gets all the way up to $80 almost. Ends the day basically back at the lows. Gives it all back into the close. $70 coming into play here this morning. There's no real significant news catalyst in addition, but worth keeping an eye on today, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of hate for this name on linear television yesterday, Brendo. A lot of criticism, namely this Herb Greenberg individual basically saying that, doesn't deserve its market cap and it's going to be on the way down. Options trading now available for DJT. There was also another headline that the ticker DJT is also the ticker for Dow Transport on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So a lot of controversy, as expected, with anything Donald Trump.
Looking like it might want to pull back a little bit here, guys. But yeah, 20% here already today.
Yeah, I mean, this is the main problem here with this trade, and there is not a problem. I mean, this was a good stock. This was a good stock here for real trading. It was a good stock yesterday to trade. And people asked me yesterday, do you remember this question, Obi? Why would you want to go long DJT but yet pay for shorts? You know, I mean, this is the story of the stock market, everybody. Like, you're going to have ups and downs.
Yep.
And you're going to have lots of opportunities, to get in. And for everybody yesterday, the stock was up 30%. I mean, at its highs more than that. If you're going to look at this, the short might have actually been better than the long. I mean, you had the long early. There was no doubt about that. But then if you did not get out within the first 1 minute, then you lost it all. And then it halted down there, which, I was scared, and I was not even in the trade. And then it opened back up. That's just a joke. I thought it was going lower. Then it opened back up and went higher. So this would have been a good long. So that's maybe 2 longs. And this one you would have been able to get out of, man. 77, 78. I mean, it hung around there. It danced a little bit. So I like that trade for sure. But then are these shorts not better here at 75? You know, maybe you don't go short there, but it retests that level. That's a possibility to get short again. And if you're shorting pops, then you're part of that. And then it comes right back up to 75 again, Obi. That gets you another $4 or $5. Then it comes back to 75 again. That gives you another $2 or $3. And even if you're just getting out at the 50 period, then you get upside a little bit, and then that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me today, if we're playing this name, I mean, $75 short there is a great level to consider. So that would be something that I'd be looking for, and potentially, you know, in this area right there. So between 73 to 76. And the thing is like, this is how you do not go broke, you know. You can go broke on a daily. You know, maybe today you're having McDonald's instead of that filet mignon or whatever you want. But you don't hold it too far past this $76 mark. So if you're short in here, you want to take as many shares, give yourself $1 slippage, I would say, and that could be conservative. I mean, it could be a lot more than that. Give yourselves a slippage point and don't go broke on this trade. So that's all. You could make a lot of money. I just protect the downside.
I think that's a good point to be wary of the ticker like that. 'Cause you see the volatility that it's had, right? Sometimes when it does slam in, it can or go either way, right? To the upside or to the downside. It'll just kind of teleport a few levels there, but definitely one that is building up. Even from yesterday's price action, again, we saw that it's been running for the past couple of days there. And I just pulled it up on the hourly just to see how we're setting up a little bit of a push to the upside there. So let's quickly take a look at that 15-minute. And yeah, highs from yesterday, 79.38 I have here. And then, yeah, we fell into the lows and we're pushing right back up into some of those highs. So let's see if we can break some of those highs, or we come right back in and that selling pressure that we saw at the end of the day kind of comes into it. But yeah, I agree with you. I think no stock, at least from my limited experience, goes like this, right? I've never seen a stock just go straight up like this. It's going to have ebbs and flows. On its price action on the way up. And yeah, as day traders, like, it doesn't matter. Stock go up, stock go down. We're trying to capture the move if we think that there's the move has some sort of relatively higher probability, right? So yeah, short or long, regardless, definitely opportunities on this name are going to be there on DJT.
All right, let's go to GME, right back at the bottom end of the range here, although we are starting to move higher a little bit pre-market. But that's a daily chart right now, back to this 13 level, which is key. Outside of that, that's basically 1150 for GameStop. Next stop. I mean, it's a miss, as expected here for GME.
Yeah, I mean, bit of a tough look here, Brendo. Quarterly sales down aggressively, 19% reduction in revenue. They did post a profit of about $63.1 million, but that was far less than what the street was looking for. The street was looking for $2 billion in revenue. They posted 1.79, so there was a miss there. They were also looking for about a little bit higher, about $75 million worth of revenue, so a miss there. We'll have to wait and see what they say, but yeah, tough look.
Trying to hold that 13 level right now. We're moving back upside a little bit here, guys, for GME.
All right, we're getting our pay for shorts working out now. So because we got to make sure that we both have Reddit capabilities of shorting and DJT. Yes. So we'll get each other a couple shares there. And that brought us to GameStop, because that would made us think about, hey, is this name shortable? Yes, it is. So those of us here at Real Trading, we don't need to pay for shorts on GameStop, which is good. So the shares are free floating around, I guess. And we had a short float. I wrote down on the sticky note 14%, but which I've noted that I think that was Robinhood's level. It's 22%. So a much bigger short float there than not much bigger, but you know, I was looking at, I'm not going to use a 200 period moving average, although right now it's bumping off against it. I want to see GameStop go. I think what we've seen with Reddit, what we've seen with DWAC and so on and so forth, and some of these other names get going, Carvana, you know, Wall Street Bets and so on and so forth. It's not dead yet. I mean, Reddit's being well talked about. Randy talks about some of the groups, and we talked about it on the show a couple times. I just want to see if GameStop could get going a little bit here. I don't think it will have enough strength to get through this $15 area, let alone up here where we got to at the end of the day when we had that late day run up. So this is retail, I would guess, buying it into the close, hoping for another side of this trade. But if you bought it into the close and you did not, I mean, that's basically an exit area there. If you're not out at this area right now and you're long, potentially you're holding this thing back to the upside and maybe trying to get it going. Look at all the spikes here. They're green spikes. So, hey, EPS miss, sales miss. I think fledgling business. I mean, Obi, you play video games more than I do, and you're the right generation for this.
What's up?
When's the last time you went into a GameStop and made a significant purchase?
A significant purchase?
Well, like maybe even just one game, controller, hardware.
I think maybe a couple years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm more of a PC gamer. The thing is, if I do see a GameStop, like I'm gonna walk in just to kind of check out what's going on, what they have, maybe look at some covers, and they have some cool stuff in there. But being more of a PC gamer, I got everything I need.
So we have breaking news right now, and I knew it was all over when my son asked his grandparents for a Steam gift card for Christmas. Yes. So there you go. Okay, it's Carnival right now. Yeah, I don't know if Valorant, do you think it's going to go? Carnival right now, it's out. So it's minus 14 cents versus minus 16 cents. But I have a news guy right at the desk. So let's go over to Brendan and see if he has those numbers.
Not on my platform yet, but we will keep an eye out for that again for CCL. Back to the downside, as you were mentioning there. Yeah, net yields up about 10.5%, including impact from Red Sea rerouting for Carnival. So a few things still coming out here. Adjusted net loss of 14 cents per share for CCL. Revenue 5.4 billion. Versus estimated 5.427 billion, so there or thereabouts for CCL. Let's keep going. A few other things to touch on here before we get to the open this morning. Robinhood, one of those. You have Vlad on CNBC this morning showing off, it's way up here this morning. Vlad on CNBC showing off its actual gold credit card for Robinhood now.
I'll refer 10 people for a gold credit card, Brenda. Oh, it's not a bad little deal there. No, but seriously, guys, what they're offering here, 3% cash back. They're not offering any annual fee, no foreign fee transactions. We'll have to see whether this elicits more people in. We saw with their earnings report last time, they had more trading volume thanks to crypto. They're still making money on interest income due to margin use. So not a bad look here. And he was on CNBC this morning.
Yeah, just testing session highs here for Hood, guys, extending what's already been a pretty good month.
Paying for these
Robin.
I
can talk.
Yeah, you can go ahead about it. I like Robinhood's on the sticky note.
Yeah, I was looking at that GME just a little earlier. Coming to that 12 level was interesting right here. We're holding that 12, so let's see what we do in and around that 12 and that 13. But yeah, Hood pushing up in the pre-market, doing some RVOL as well. So yeah, let's take a quick look left on the hourly, see what we got in store. Can't really see too much. Let's go back to the daily then. All right, so looking left, what are some levels that we might have as Robinhood kind of rips right back up to some of these prices when it IPO'd, right? Or when it came out right there. So we did come out around 30s, 35s, a nice little pop into that 85 mark, and now we are pushing in the pre-market back into some of those levels here. So let's see what we got. So nothing too crazy here, a little bit of a downtrend, holding above some of these levels as well, 16, 20. All right, let's go back and see what it looks like on the 15-minute here. So maybe potentially some continuation if this volume kind of continues off the open. Let's see if we can hold some of these pre-market levels, a little bit of a support level in the pre-market here in and around just above that 2030 it would seem. So let's see what Robinhood will do with that one. But might be in play today with that RVOL happening.
71,000 coming into play here for Bitcoin. Fabian's about to retire, so is what it is. Let's talk about NIO right now, cutting their Q1 vehicle delivery forecast, 31,000 to 33,000. Why does it say 30,000? That's a misprint. $30,000 vehicles?
Come on.
I don't even know what that means, but anyways, yeah, their forecast downside for NIO.
Yeah, it's not a good look, Brendo. They guided 31 to 33,000 vehicles last time around. Now they're saying they're only going to be able to deliver a maximum of 30. That is not the first time we've seen deliveries go down. So, and when they reported Q4, they reported that their deliveries slumped 9.7% from the third quarter, which was 50,000 vehicles. So it's a downward looking graph here, not up and to the right, Brendo.
Yeah, not good at all. 460 this morning here, guys, for NIO.
God.
Oh, I need to.
A little bit of a downtrend.
A little pastry there. Oh, thanks, Sharif. Sharif made these good protein bars. You've had them before.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
I have some in the fridge because Sharif made me a bunch of them. So
To make him some, he says he has to think about it.
No, I was like, he's like, I'm gonna make a full batch. I'm like, I don't
fight here.
Yeah, I mean,
like that. I'm just. All I
asking for
was
a
saying
full-
was they're in the fridge. We're gonna have some here.
Sure, I'll have some, man.
But Sharif
Yeah,
shows violence
he
this
was like, oh, I'm not, you know, I don't know. I didn't want him. He's a busy guy. I didn't want him to put in more work. Just
like-
I was like, oh, I want some protein bars, but they do taste amazing.
Well, they're in the fridge. I'm
going
gonna get them on the
They
next
taste
break
great.
if I'm allowed to take one. Okay, so. Oh, it's funny because when my kid yesterday, and I said that because it was funny because she woke up at 5:30 a.m., was on the ice at 6:15 or something, and then I always talk to my wife before I come into work, and then right out, anyways, probably too much. I love you, by the way. But she goes, oh, your daughter woke up this morning and chose violence. And I was like, oh, and she's like, basically, she was battling for that puck, like you never and it was like it was a thing to see. So anyway, that makes me proud as a father.
Yeah.
But anyways, whatever. Okay, so what are we talking about now? NIO. Oh yeah, NIO. Look, I don't. It's tough to come on here and talk about stocks because I know that there's levels, that could have been supported there. Once this broke 550, you could have got out of this name pretty easily right there. And I have another example. I don't even know if I'll be playing NIO today because the name that I wrote down on the sticky note, and I put a couple levels out. Go look at the sticky note. I did a few different things today. I put some levels for Tesla. I tweeted out a couple different charts that I like. There's the Tesla bottom. There's the DJT top. But I also wrote down here, Bob, a 70 long. So there's China EV worries. I get it. The market is crap over there. And we keep going lower and lower on the major exchanges, okay? But the thing about Alibaba is, we love tech here in the United States, or apparently we don't. The government loves getting the taxes, but then, maybe they're too strong, so we have to investigate them. But these guys are a monster, okay? Like, you want to talk about the cloud, the $25 billion buyback underneath them. Management is fine. You want to talk also about IPOs possibly being lifted and allowed to enter the Chinese market. These guys have 2 or 3 IPOs underneath them that they can put out. I really like Alibaba, but because we're a day trade show, I mean, I'm an investor in this name. I just recently bought some at 72. So, I like it down to 70. Let's see if we can hold 70 here. It's not even like anything that's been here before. It's a nice little move in. I like it on the daily, and it's more of a psychological level of $70. I'm going to go long in front of it. If we break below and get to like 69 3/4, something like that, then let's dump it. This is not a name where I'm going to be bidding $70.50, $70.25. I'm going to be bidding like 70 10s. Like if we're going to get long, we're going to stick our neck out on this. It's going to be as close to the blade as possible, if you know what I'm saying. Like I don't need to see this. Maybe that was brutal, but I don't need to see this coming and dropping and chopping me up. No, we will wait for this to happen. And if it comes down to $70, I'm long Alibaba, and it could be your potential trade of the day.
Yeah, I like that look there as well on NIO. Yep, I was looking at it when we pulled it up. A little bit of a downtrend since we kind of or coming back into this earnings low here. Oh, what is that? Okay, so maybe a bigger picture downtrend. I don't know when that line is there from. Actually, let's take a quick look here on the 3 hour. Yeah, I like to work in threes and nines. A little bit of a. Let's put a little bit of a tinfoil hat on, but okay, so it seems like a bigger picture downtrend kind of happening. It is slowly seeming like it is trending to the downside. Has it ever been here? Are these all-time lows here? Let's take a quick look on the weekly. These are not all-time lows on NIO there.
No, the government came in, I thought, at like $2. Remember we had that story yesterday?
Okay, yeah. So it seems like look at this volume that does come in. Maybe the bid caught in and around $2, 2 to 3. It would seem. So yeah, it is kind of heavy to the downside off of those deliveries. Will it help? Who knows? But NIO to the downside with some RVOL today.
To the desk.
Today we're talking about channel breakouts, guys. We've been talking about breakout trading all week on how to trade. Today we'll talk about channel breakouts. Make sure to catch that with Adair and I on how to trade at 11.
On the list, but it wasn't.
Yeah, there was a DO there, IBIO. Yeah, so we're just talking about that. Thanks, Sharif. As we get ready to go, so just a couple minutes to go. Well, one thing we did not look at yet were the imbalances. We'll look at all these names, man. For everybody in the chat, IBIO. I have bids right now on Tesla, but those are at 178, so that's not happening. So we're going to have to refigure out those. We have the low bid on Alibaba, and then coming in right now, there's the NIO sell. I don't know what GMDA, okay, nothing. GMDA, that's not ringing a bell to me. Apple was just there as a sell, starting to get paired off a little bit, down to 170 on that sell. So you're seeing a nice push down there. Most likely Google should be coming back in as well. This is Goog, I'll trade Goog L, but Goog is on here. There's CCL. So CCL's neutral, so that's gonna get paired off, or it already is. But they're really reversing course here, CCL. So we'll get that story in a minute. When Adair is on the desk, we'll bring you more CCL numbers. But with only a couple more minutes to go, CCL is reversing pretty good into these levels again, 1650 or so. Palantir there as a bid, but you know, we'll continue. Wow, okay, that's right. It broke 25 yesterday. It did get to 25.50, right? So watch out for Palantir up 1%. That's an exciting one as well. Okay, we had Amazon as a long possibly. I wanted to look at Robinhood as well as we go. So Robinhood, I put a bid down here at 1950 is what I wrote down on the sticky note. That's this past breakout level just before earnings yesterday. So I understand that this is a nice move here, earnings, before their community event. I understand this is a nice move. I could expect to see a sell-off here in Robinhood. So we're going to be bidding down around 1950. People taking profit on this name that's up 100% on the year. So we'll look at that. And that's about it for me early. We're trying to be pretty patient here today, Obi, as the market is well up. We called this move yesterday at close. I said, watch out for the market to be back up tomorrow. And it's well up now, and we're well back to those levels that we dumped off at 18.6. So let's see if we can have another one of those big futures trades again here today too.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching a little bit of CCL off the open. Only got a couple more minutes here, so let me just set up my
we
charts.
got it all set up here, don't
CCL, yeah. So CCL, okay, so CCL's flushing to the downside a little bit here. So like I said, I'm going to be a little patient. First 5 minutes, let's see what happens. If I like something, I might get involved, but we'll see. CCL flushing through some of those pre-market lows as well as yesterday's lows right now. We're testing yesterday's lows right now, right before the open. So let me just pull up the book for you guys here so you guys can get a better look at that one. Yesterday's low, we just broke yesterday's low here on CCL. What is the week low? Week low, we broke that one as well much earlier. So yesterday's low was week low, today being Wednesday, hump day. With only about 30 seconds left to go at the open, yeah, throw it in the chat. What are your best ideas on the day? If you guys throw them in the chat right now, we can take a quick look right off the open. But I will be watching a little bit of AMD. I got my screens here with all the charts. So let's see, Krispy Kreme also on watch. Maybe some UPS as well, DJT, of course, and Reddit with 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go.
And the countdown
everybody.
there brought to you by Obi and Adara. So thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you,
Here we
Adara.
go again. We have Robinhood up. It's dancing around a little bit. We have Tesla looking to see where that wants to land here. I'm trying to bid some 180s right now on Tesla. Let's take a little bit of a dip here if we can get it back into that 180.50. We just bounced off that. We were bidding 180. We are bidding 180 change down there. So there we go. We do get that long. So look, the market got heated up, right? We saw a little downtick yesterday. I feel like we need to now wait. So what? Okay, there we go. So now we're long. So now we're long into this one. Watch out. We talked about 178. Remember we talked about getting run over by Alibaba? Let's not just get run over by everything. How about that? And just wait. Alibaba's actually making a move to the upside. Let's be patient with Tesla. We got on a position here. It's about half of what I'd be happy with. I am going to wait. To see if we can get back down here, because I would not be cool with anything other than that. So let's wait, be patient for this to work out. It's Tesla flying around right now a little bit. Robinhood down into 20. Obi, you let me know. You just got CCL long. Robinhood just bouncing off 20 right now. Here goes Tesla a little bit. We'll get something. I mean, we can get something out at 181. Let's just put an offer there to get a piece out if we get back there. And then we'll put, wow, now we're starting to go the other way. And then we'll put a one at 181.50 and see if we're able to do something up on that side. But here we go. Coming back in for Tesla. I wanted to test a little bit of that dip, but oh man. Look at Bitcoin, by the way. Jeez, man, 71.5 right now. IBIT, Coinbase, all of them must be going 275. Okay, we still like 280 on Coinbase. That's still going to be a level that we'll look at. I thought it'd be higher considering what we're doing in this market right now. Out of the money, 40 cents on Tesla, and going lower right now as the market maybe is trying to find a bottom. Check in on some of the chip names.
Yeah, so I guess I am watching the Spider as well. We kind of saw what it did yesterday in and around that 520. We're still in and around some of those areas. There was some size here, 1650, 500 lots on CCL. All of them got printed and some size in front of it as well, huh? Interesting. 52s, some nice size getting filled there. So let's see what we got here. We did do a little bit of a bounce off of the low 16s. Nvidia breaking yesterday's low. So that end of day flush kind of continuing off the open today on Nvidia as well. So let's take a quick look at some of these chips. Chips with the dip. SMCI also selling off. Something that is not selling off though, Sean.
What's that?
Remember, Intel was just consolidating and chopping around that 42?
Never heard of it.
It's at 43 right now. It's okay, all right, let's pull that one. Let's pull that one up.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, when is Intel going to do the move? If it does, and it's just been chopping in a 20-30 cent range. Maybe that was some accumulation, maybe that was some consolidation, who knows? But Intel strong to the upside and looking distinctly different from a lot of these other chip names. But before I continue with that, we're going to pass it over to the big desk.
Yeah, so here are some Carnival earnings. We do not get the conference call until 10 a.m., so I will let you guys know if anything, what is happening there and if anything moves the market. But kind of a summary of the earnings here. We did have a slight earnings beat, so slightly less of a loss than expected here for EPS. Sales missed though, so 5.4 billion versus the expected 5.473 billion. They also did provide EBITDA projections, but said that those are could be impacted by up to $10 million due to the events in Baltimore yesterday with that bridge. Also worth noting as well, they did raise by about 5 cents their profit forecast for 2024. So initially 93 cents per share for 2024. Now they're seeing 98 cents per share. If I see anything else, I will let you guys know.
So we're reverse dollar club on Tesla right now as we're down $1. It's into 178. Like again, remember like we just said, just be patient. Like I should have no shares on, and then we could put them on right here. But we're gonna wait again. So we have to wait near 178. I mean, this was the level that we liked on the sticky note. Like what is this bizarro world right now? Because look at Alibaba. Like I was just talking about like, hey, US is great and China, look at Alibaba to the upside. Now, we wanted this long. This was another long that we told you we were going to stick our neck out for, but it just never went down. I mean, these first couple moves down, that's just flushing out those imbalances, and that's always a risky trade. And we were bidding down here at $70 flat, $70.10. We talked about that level. We're actually at $70.11, and it just didn't get there. So nice move upside there for Alibaba. Robinhood is doing, again, exactly what we sort of thought it would do, but did not take action on. There's the sell in Robinhood. It was up 8% when we talked about that pre-market. Now you've just chopped it up a little bit, gave back half of that move into 20. I'm still here down at 1970. Good year. And we'll wait to see if that comes in for us to fill. And of course, it goes down to another good year, 1987, one of Adara's favorite years. All right, so isn't that Taylor Swift? Isn't that one of her albums? Yeah, okay. Oh, 1989. My bad. I'm not as big a Swiftie, I guess, as I purport to be. Okay, so here we go. Just long Tesla right now. We said we'd look, Obi. Are there any other names? Because
you said you liked Amazon. Remember into that 178?
Is it at 178?
It went to 177.30s and now just popped right back up into 178.
Okay.
Yeah, which was yesterday's kind of end of day low right here. Take a look at that. And I know that Sean was saying that you might be interested in that one if you want to speak more on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked 178. I was not expecting that to pop that low on Amazon. Right now, it's going to be hard for me to dig into the longs. But yeah, I like to pull back into 178 on Amazon. We went from 180, like, wow, this market, like we nailed that short like crazy yesterday. But right now we are giving it up, baby. Nice downside move again. We're always looking at 18.5, and guess what? Magic hits. We're hitting 18.5 right now. Let's take a little bit more of Tesla at this level, but we want more down low, man. That's going to be the key one for us. And if we think that move is going to hold 18.5, which by the way, it didn't, then maybe Amazon long is what's good. We've known that Google long has been what's good. I'm already in Tesla, so to sit here and dip by some of these names, I mean, if the levels are right, you should make the trade. There's not a problem. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, Google's coming into 150. I like, but it's like right now, we're getting taken out here on Tesla. I mean, this long, we thought we were all like, smart about this long. It turns out completely the other way around here, as it's been a nightmare trade for me here, as Tesla has not worked out one bit. But we're long right now. This is the level that we sort of talked about and that we liked early, as you know, Obi. So let's sit here and see if it can work off 178.
Yeah, I'm watching this Intel as well. I want to pull it up on a chart here. So let's see if that 43 holding for now.
Tesla's going to break this, obviously.
But let's take a quick look at this. This looks a little interesting here. Looking left. Right here, take a look at that. We're kind of holding this shelf that looks a little bit distinct. Oh wow, that's really kind of there. That 43.20s, bit of a shelf there. So we kind of slapped up into these highs, and I'm curious to know whether or not we can get past this distinct shelf. When was this? This was last Thursday. Okay, so last Thursday, coming in some of those levels from previous week on Intel with that strength. And now we know we kind of consolidated pretty tightly in and around that 42 level for the past couple of days this week, and then now we're pushing off, so maybe a little bit of a consolidation continuation. Next leg up, how far will she go? Who knows, but some previous highs I'm seeing here on Intel from that very Thursday is in and around 43.60s, and then the day before, pre-market highs in and around 44. So is Intel going to do the move today? A little bit of a laggard when it comes to the movement. It would seem when it comes to relating to the chips. That's what I'm trying to say. Kind of lost for words there. But yeah, we see that Intel doesn't really move around as much as AMD and SMCI or NVIDIA, obviously. But yeah. Kind of moving to the upside, distinctly different from the rest of those chip names, which is very interesting to me.
So we basically nailed that bottom on Tesla, but me, of course, hey, what's up? we were getting long earlier. We're long at 178.52. We just took a hit. It did come back upside. We were long at 178.75 or something like that. So it's a hit right now temporarily. We know where Tesla can go. I'm waiting, not even here, man. We're waiting at 179 now, like 179.25. Let's put an offer there. So if it does blast up, we'll take that. And then we'll, you know what? Let's just not get too cute with this. Let's put something at 178, like 85 right now. Take a little bit of profit on a piece if we're lucky enough to get that. We did take an Amazon long. I just want to see if we're going to bounce. We got to go to Adair in a minute, but I just want to see if we can bounce. There we go. If we can bounce, I mean, we're going back down, but we can bounce off this 18.5 is what we're looking for right now. So, all right, let's go over to Adara.
Keep an eye on Paysign here, guys. PAYS, this one pushing up with really strong volume. Has not quite made new highs of day yet beyond those pre-market highs, but they did post an earnings beat yesterday. So yesterday evening, beating across the board here, both sales and earnings per share. Pretty small cap name here, about $173 million market cap. PAYS.
All right, well, it pays to trade that name, that is for sure. But all right, so Tesla did break below 178 there. We got a piece out at 178, but now it's bouncing back to the upside. So we've been losing on this trade, obviously. But let's see if it wants to hold now. I don't know. I'm going to wait for Amazon. We started this position. I want to give it down to this 177.50 area as well. We should be flipping short, honestly. These names are breaking now. AMD is still positive. This could be the name that we look to go short on right now as we're underneath a lot of stuff. We talked about that 182 level becoming key. If we can go over to the chart quickly, we'll be able to show this. 180.50 right there. That was a nice move. But if this market's going to give it up, which it's clearly doing right now, then yeah, these chip names, AMD hasn't done that yet. So potentially a lagger there. NVIDIA, yes, gone. So not gone, but down 1%, down more than the market, obviously, as the market stays positive. NVIDIA pushing everybody to the sell side. You mentioned, look at Bitcoin right now. Potentially Coinbase. Wow, with a nice move downside there in Coinbase, starting to get clocked. So Coinbase going to the downside with crypto right now. Good move downside there on Coinbase. I'm hearing right now there is Coinbase news, Adara. So there's something about a lawsuit with an SEC Coinbase. So I'll leave that there. But there is news about Coinbase. The spread is $1 and change. So watch out now with Coinbase. It looks like we will be 100% wrong about Tesla, but right about Amazon. So we'll take 30 cents there on Amazon as it just came back up. What the hell? Coinbase, we need this. Oh, no, okay, 264. I thought it just made a new low there, but it did, 262. So watch out for Coin. More shares here on Tesla. You can see our position is 178.25. If it breaks 80, we're gone. Tesla's getting killed now. I don't know why it's down. I hate this feeling, but it's below our levels, and it's not a good story here for me on Tesla. Story can change. All right, I'm hearing all this Coinbase news in my ear, but we'll get the story. I don't want to report it until I know exactly. So Adara will get much more on that one in a minute. But right now, Amazon is making its move back up to the upside. Let's go. Let's spin it. This is actually turning out. Oh, come on, Tesla. Tell me you bought Tesla. Is that what you did? Yeah, good move. So now Tesla's trying to get back up to the upside right there. We were just in a nice amount of profit there because I don't know, where did it go? It went up to 178.50 there. So that was good for us. Damn it. That was 40 cents on nice shares. And we didn't take it. We didn't have those orders sitting there. That's bad. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever. I want this trade to go higher than this anyways. What's up, Obi? Coinbase still, Obi, heading to the downside now, breaking through 260 seems inevitable at this point.
Yeah, I think that is definitely something to be watching. Intraday news that comes out within the first 15 minutes of the open there, but I got eyes on Intel as well. Did get stopped out right there underneath that 43, so we could never really get past that kind of shelf I was looking at from previous Thursday there, but still some strong strength off of the open. If you played that range break, the range that we've been making over the past couple of days, that was pretty nice. But before that, let's go to Dara with that news on Coinbase.
So I am going to wait to see if we have anything more. The main headline seeing right now, though, as report from a court ruling as reported by Reuters, is that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, can proceed with their lawsuit against Coinbase. So no judgments yet. All we know is that it's been ruled they can proceed with their lawsuit. So SEC given the all clear for this lawsuit against COIN, guys. When I see anything else, I will let you know.
SEC with the all clear. Thank you, Adara, for that one. And yeah, that'll definitely move a stock, right? SEC being like, yeah, all clear. You guys can carry on with your investigations. And yeah, so Coinbase pulling back off of that 280. We saw that was kind of yesterday's. Some of yesterday's levels there, and we're flushing back down, making some fresh lows on the week. Where will she go? Who knows? But that 250, excuse me, is looking nice. Friday's low is that 250. We got a little bounce off of that Friday low right there. That's what I'm looking at. Let's see if we can get all the way down there. That's about 13 points away from where we are right now. So we might have to be a little patient for that one. I'm still watching this Intel here. If it's going to show me some strength, I do want to get a little bit more involved here. Yes, I'm just going to say yes. Okay, so let's see if that kind of tries for that level once again above that 43.20s kind of that level. So with that strength off the open and us breaking out of a two-day tight range, let me just show you guys what I'm looking at here. But before that, I do have to get this order in real quick.
All right.
Boom. All right. So yeah. So Intel right here. This is what I'm talking about. So this consolidation pretty tight. Yesterday, going into Monday,
look at it.
Kind of starts chopping up, and then the next day, same kind of range here, kind of clips both ends, and then today we get that strength right off the open. Let's see how much RVOL we're doing off the open. Nothing too crazy at all, but yesterday, nothing too crazy either. But technical break a little bit right off the open. Let's see if we get some continuation there on the Intel. Semiconductors quite weak off the open. Nvidia maybe potentially bouncing over just over 900, 909, just under 909 is the day low as of right now. I'm watching Softy as well. Softy, nice little wick low on the first 15-minute candle at that 422. So interesting. Holy, we're not looking at Apple.
What's Apple?
Have you seen Apple?
No, I have not.
Whoa. I need more screens.
All right, let's go over. Does Dara have news? Is that what I heard?
Whoa.
All right, what's up?
So I have some more details with regards to Coinbase, COIN. So basically, the ruling here, the decision was that the SEC has sufficiently proven that Coinbase operates, or at least pleaded that Coinbase operates as an exchange, a broker, and a clearing agency under federal securities laws, and so that they do engage in the unregistered offer and sales of securities. So no decision in the case has been made, but basically the initial argument was that the SEC accusing Coinbase of illegally running an unregistered exchange, listing unregistered crypto securities. So now, at least, the court doesn't disagree that Coinbase does operate as an exchange. So what are some of the first pieces here in this suit against Coinbase, guys?
Right, well, Tesla absolutely was a flush. I mean, I don't have anything to say about that one other than like it just kept on going and it just did not respect anything at all to the downside until eventually. It was just funny because we talked about that random level. Remember, I was like, oh, where's it going to stop? Like 176.50 or something? And that seems to be maybe where it did stop. We got a little piece back on board, but it's not a great one. It's a good thing that you identified that 178 level for us there. We did put it down on
That was me.
No, but it was on the sticky note, but often I miss those things. I didn't see this much of a dip, to be honest with you. In Amazon, right off the open. This one at least has battled back. Tesla. But that's about it. And then we were just talking right now, like Apple, I don't see any specific news on Apple per se, but yeah.
A bit of strength.
How often is this the correlation where the market tanks and Apple rips? Like those are good descriptions, man. Like down 80%, up 250. Like that's a different relationship that we haven't seen very often in that case. So, all right, we'll get it. You know, it really does suck because we already got killed on Tesla, and now it's finally going back up to the upside. We need this to get up to like VWAP 179.50, 180 for this to be justified, but it's still not even justified. So there goes that trade. A name, again, good that we had Amazon, horrible that we had Tesla. we've done well on Tesla. I'm not going to hate on those trades, but I'm going to hate on them. But 124.80 right there to the downside. That could be something right there as well for Palantir. So let's see if that can get back in right now. There's still so much stuff happening with Coinbase in my ear right now. So big moves back and forth. It's decisions about Coinbase, not acting as a registered broker, acting as a registered broker, all this different stuff happening in my ear. So more Coinbase details with Miss A.
So some of the reason for this back and forth could potentially be because while the judge did allow some of these SEC claims saying that Coinbase was, acting as an exchange, they did dismiss the SEC's claim that Coinbase acted as an unregistered broker via their wallet application. So some of the analysts that I'm reading right now, immediate response to this, treating this as a partial win for Coinbase, and that they did dismiss the SEC claim that the company was acting as an unregistered broker. So bit of mixed reactions here. If I do see anything more, I will let you guys know.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're making a little bit back here. I mean, not all is completely lost here, but it's a little lost anyways. We've already lost. But there it goes. Tesla finally to the backside there. Look, man. I mean, this is trading. We talk about this all the time on the show. You got to take your lumps. Unfortunately, we did start the bidding too early there. We thought Tesla would have been cool there at the 50 period, then at VWAP. We didn't have that many shares, so it was fine up there. But then when it drops $4. All of a sudden small shares become a P&L problem. And by the time we were averaging in, we were able to get some out. But there's Tesla right back to VWAP. So 1 out, 2 outs. Let's see if we can continue to climb now on TSLA. I still like the stock, but again, it did get rinsed there early and whatever on that one. I'm still thinking that we would, we'll wait for it. Bad trade. Here goes NVIDIA off of 910. Let's see if that can get going again. Good bounce spot there into 920. We could possibly take that 920 out. And then that would be a nice little VWAP play back to the upside right now with obviously a flush happening in the market. Maybe we can catch NVIDIA to the high side. Alibaba is still in and around that 71 mark, so that's a trade possibly. And there it goes. We didn't have our order in. We weren't looking at it enough. I kind of like that little break there, 917 or so on NVIDIA, but it's a nice move back upside there for NVDA. Do we go back over and have a look at AMD possibly? But NVIDIA, watch out there. It just touched 920. Let's see what it does on that move. 922.50 is that high wick right there for NVDA. That could possibly be a potential short here against 920.
Yeah, I'm watching this Krispy Kreme as well, coming into that 16 level here. It did get a little long on top of that 16. Let's see what we do in and around this area. But strong selling right off of the open on Krispy Kreme. We saw that it kind of ran up all day yesterday. Very strong into the close as well. And kind of pulling back a little bit here. Let's see where it'll kind of hold. If the bid is really there from yesterday, let's see where it'll catch back on Krispy Kreme there. So I'm gonna kind of be a little patient for that. CCL is holding. What's going on, Sean?
So we're almost $2. We're gonna try to take $2 here on NVIDIA if we can get it. Bang! There it is right there. A little quick one right there on NVIDIA. We just went short. $2. We just took $2.50 on NVIDIA. We're short at 919. All right, let's see what happens here with NVIDIA downside. No targets, maybe 910. No targets, and I say one. What about 910? What's up, Adara?
I have some updated guidance here from CCL, curling up a little bit here. We did get their full year 2024 net yields. They're guiding up about just under 10% compared to 2023, so about 9.5% increase, and also seeing that their cruise costs are going to be better by about $35 million compared to their December guidance. And then also saying that there will be a little bit of an impact from the Red Sea rerouting of roughly $130 million up through November 2024, but generally pretty positive guidance here. We do have their earnings conference at 10, guys.
All right, thank you so much. CCL, big trade right there, man. We're cooking right now off the failed Tesla trade, but hey, never fear. The fresh coffee is here. It's $5 right now, Randy. We turn our frown upside down real damn quick now, as there's NVIDIA. It's a short off VWAP. Shout out to Mr. Brian Shannon one more time there with that VWAP. And again, they're just They're just areas of interest. But here we go. Let's see if we can take this. We'll put a bid at 911. Because why? Because we've got the Porsche King right here, right now. We'll put a bid at 911 on NVIDIA, Randy. The bottom's right there at 910. Let's see what's going on here. We'll see if we can hop in that ride and take this one. Pay for a tank of gas. All right, here we go. Nice little move to the downside. It's $5 in the money. Thank you, Mr. Randy, for the coffee. All right, so we're gonna go 2 for 3. Bang! Where's Randy at? Boom! Right there. There's the 911.
Wow.
Get into that damn Porsche.
That 10
That's
points?
$8 right there for you, Obi.
Wow.
And there we go, man. That's a good trade right there.
Solid.
Solid. It's at 909. Damn you with that damn Porsche. If Randy wasn't there, we would have held, man. Damn it.
You took everything out?
Are you questioning my
No, I'm asking you. I don't know. I don't know if you did or not. I don't know.
Do you see that position board at the bottom, Mike?
Sorry, okay.
It's at 906.
It's going for that 900. Wow. Nice short there. You clipped that top. Wow. Good stuff.
We in the building.
That's awesome. You got to show me how you do that.
How you do it?
Yeah.
Well, you just take every position and then, you just hope that one of them works out every once in a while. I mean, Tesla, we took it right in the wrong area. So that was a bad one. But anyways, we got it back. It's all good. Let me just sip a coffee, Obi, and then,
I mean, after seeing that trade, I'm just like, well, damn.
More possible clips right there.
Yes.
Social media.
You clip that.
We're too late to clip that now. Clip it, ship it. Thank Yanni there. Yanni, you a guacamole guy or a salsa guy? He's a guaca waka. Look at that 905 right now for NVIDIA.
Wow.
Come on.
That sell-off continuing from yesterday. That's absolutely wild.
I still haven't even had a sip of my coffee, by the way. So I'm just got to, yeah.
I'm still holding on to. Well, I got stopped out of Krispy Kreme and Intel once again, so I'm gonna piece off of those for a little bit there. With the semiconductors kind of coming to the downside there, I don't want to fight that Intel once again. That drive off the open, that was pretty nice, but if it's not really gonna hold that 43 or anywhere, and it's also rejecting that 43.20-ish area that we identified from before, I will piece off and kind of reassess that one. I don't need to hit my 3-strike rule. If it's showing me something a little bit more significant than that, I'll just stop right there. And CCL, though, working as of right now, holding, kind of got right back above VWAP right there, holding some of these lows from that morning flush. So let's see if we can get some consolidation, some structure that we can kind of get more into, right? I'm trying to learn how to get, like, if I'm not as sure, but I do like it, I get some small size and then find more places to really leverage into it as I get some more confluence kind of building in my favor right there. Wow, take a look at the NQ, Sean.
Stop.
Holy.
Yeah.
To the downside, we broke that 18.5. We're coming into that 18.4, 18.450 right now. But CCL blasting maybe a 17 test right now. Where do I add to this trade?
That's a $20 winner on NVIDIA that we don't have.
20 points off of that 920, man. That's absolutely wild. Those solid entries, solid exits, like great trade.
Solid exits, yeah, it was a height.
I mean, you're never gonna clip the top and the bottom, right? That's like
we've done it before. No, but the thing about it is, I'll be honestly, there's nothing I can look. This went in the money. We were actually, that was $3. So we actually got that. Our price right there is $918.80. That's $16.11. So that's $3. Then when we came back into the close again right there, or the close, the low of the day, I thought that was a good trade. Within 3 minutes, we took $11 or $10. I mean, that's going to be a winner no matter what. So I'm not going to woe is me that trade. I mean, that was a good one.
Oh, Kyle Bernadette with the super chat saying, Obi, AMD 15-minute reversal candle. All right, let's take a quick look at AMD. 15 holy, okay, hello. Hello, you see that?
Yeah, but Nvidia's going to break
Trump's-
900.
Yeah, a little bit of a confluence there.
It's a little bit of confluence, as you like
Yeah.
to say there in your French accent. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're going to get, are we going to get railroaded again here? All right, what's going to happen to me on Tesla? Are we going to try that one more time? Or do you guys think it's better to dance with that 900 there on our Well, I mean, NVIDIA is very much our friend. I should watch out what I say about that stock. All right, one more time on Tesla. We got it upside there. We got out of 60% odd fill, a little bit more than that, but we'll reload it now, so it doesn't matter. Here comes the trade against that bottom, which is going to break one. All right. All right, so that just broke. So no more buying Tesla. We did not put anything significant on that trade. We were just trying to in and out there at 176.50. Maybe that dip down gave us an opportunity to buy some more, and it probably did, you know, but this name got faded off VWAP. We noticed that. We're able to get out of that one almost immediately. So that was a bad trade, but I was pretty happy with it. Apple's still flying. Can we get a story on Apple, or did I miss it? Apple is absolutely motoring right now, and we like that trade for sure. The only long we have on now is Amazon, and then NVIDIA, guys. Wowee, man. Here we go. We're breaking. It's gone. You might as well say see you later to that. I feel like, well, here, we'll stay with it, but I'm thinking about AMD, guys. I almost want to look at it. Okay, just look quickly because I don't want you guys to miss it. AMD, yeah. Oh, wow, we talked about 182. Yeah, it only went to 181.25 and then bang, right down there into the bottom. We also talked about potentially buying a 177. If NVIDIA bumps off that level, which it's doing, this is going to be a good long here on AMD, but I feel like the market's pretty sick again. What are we even thinking about going long anything right now? But these are some nice levels. That's the only thing that's causing me for concern. We're getting a lot of stock down to levels that we potentially didn't think were going to come through today. You're now red on the day. We're red on the NASDAQ, and we're still up 0.35 on the ES. So potentially, I'm glad we're looking at these names. But at the same time, you know what was always going to come to roost? Names that started to get pumped up that eventually were going to get hit. Look at DraftKings, straight down $2. All right, NVIDIA's breaking. Wow, no, it's not. It just bounced again down there. What's up, A?
Lots going on in the market so far this morning. Slightly positive here on the SPY, but right on the NASDAQ. And lots of names making a lot of interesting moves. We have NVIDIA to the downside, as just stated. Apple to the upside, and no news story that I can find right now. So lots of interesting movements here on the market. Crypto also on watch with regards to that Coinbase story. Pretty light day in terms of economic data, with the exception of Fed's Waller speaking after the close. So bit of an interesting look here, and a lot of individual names to look at, including Robinhood here, up about 3.5% despite a little bit of a downturn right off the open. This one trading higher after announcing a gold card for certain members here of the company. So HOOD, nice move up here. GameStop trying to curl back to the upside here after dropping more than 14% on an earnings miss across the board. GME to the downside. And last but not least, NIO down over 6% amid overall weakness in China, and announcing a Q1 vehicle delivery reduction in outlook. So lots going on in this market today. Let you guys know as we keep developing in this morning, guys.
All right,
Like, I was happy with 9/11, you know? The price. That would have been, see, that would have been a, no, that's another reason that I should not have got out at 9/11 there. There was reasons to get in and out.
I'm short
by the way,
Intel right now.
When she didn't, you're short Intel. Well, I'm short Apple right now. When I look over and I ask Sharif, what's up with Apple? No idea. I ask Adara, what's up with Apple? She goes, no idea. So you know what we do? We say, all right then, let's go counter to that move right now. The futures are down. We just took a bid down there. Okay, boom. There it is right now. Let's go. Let's get on that bear right now with Apple. We're short Apple. It's a big trade over here. Let's see if it can continue to work. We're short off 173. Ciao. Let's go to the downside right there. That's what we're doing, man. You know what, Tesla? You can go to hell right now, Tesla. How about that? That was a really bad trade to start off with, but guess what? Ain't no phasing. We're getting to the downside right now. Bye-bye. Apple now 40 cents in the money. We already took out Amazon. We just took 80 cents or whatever on Amazon. Let's let Apple fly into the downside here, see if that works. We're already out of 40% of it because, hey, we have no idea what's going on, but we will take profit when we see it. That's sometimes what we talk about, being like a little bit of a P&L trader there. But now we can hold on to it and see if it works. Nice move. We're out of half of Apple as it continues to go lower here.
Yeah, so Intel kind of popped right back up into that VWAP, into that 43 area. We couldn't really hold that 43 initially, so I'm like, all right, well, if we're going to pop right back up with that strength as the semis are flushing, will it follow through into the 43? It doesn't really get there, so I hit it short right there, and let's see what we do with that Intel. But yeah, I pulled up stock sell as well because I'm looking at that NVIDIA flush, and yeah, stock sell flushing to the downside, 45 break yesterday's. Holy, it's accelerating to the downside.
Let's go.
Everything is moving to the downside right now. What is the news? Who knows? Who cares? Get short.
There's no news,
if
bro.
the bids are getting slapped, I'm going to slap those bids as well.
Yep.
I'm trying to find the best vehicle to do that right now. And some of these ETFs might be a good place to look when the whole market is tanking, right? Maybe the whole market is in play if everything's moving in sync like that. So instead of messing around with certain stocks, maybe a little cleaner move on some of these ETFs.
Yeah, we've talked about that, trading the SMH and things like that. If you want to sort of stay away from NVIDIA, I feel like that's good. Okay, we're still on one here again. We've talked about that. We're still on Apple right now. We did get some 22s there, which was a good move as well. By the way, like, I know Adara's been doing a great job with all this story here with Coinbase and whatnot, but Bitcoin is getting clocked, boy, down to 69 right now. We were just celebrating 71 earlier. Coinbase right now taking it on the chin. It's a pretty huge move to the downside for Coinbase. But again, there's some litigation. There's rulings right now, and there's no one better to go to when we've got news than Miss Adara.
I don't have any more updates for Coinbase right now, but I do have something that could potentially have to do with this move down in the market that we just had. We did actually get revised January wholesale numbers here. So U.S. January wholesale inventories revised to -2%, so slightly higher than the previous -3%. And their wholesale and then the wholesale sales, so that was inventories. Wholesale sales getting revised slightly lower, so -1.8% versus the previous of -1.7%. So slightly lower revision for the sales, slightly higher revision for the inventories for January, guys.
Thank you, Adara.
And thank you, Adara.
Yeah, maybe that's what's causing that flush right there. Who knows? But yeah, that would seem like that could potentially do it.
It's just a
but
wee
like,
flush.
I don't know. Tinfoil high is price action always looking for a reason to kind of happen? I don't know. That's what are your thoughts on that? Like, economic events happen, right?
Yep.
Bring in volume
Daily.
and then charts happen.
Yeah.
Almost the timing is almost impeccable sometimes.
You're telling me that the stock market reacts to news?
In a sense.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Lessons
Maybe
with Obi right now. Good.
And
one
in
there.
more news, water is wet.
Maybe I'm missing the question. No, but I feel like all you can do, and this is why we put out the watch list. This is why we put out the economic notes. That's why there's various resources out there that you can get to be properly prepared. I mean, I have Benzinga Pro platform in my ear right now, and I mean, we are sponsored by them, but honestly, I'm looking over here all the time. It's like, I have this running, and we come over to my screen right here, you know, and any sort of a story that pops in here that just filters in, and I can search it, you know, get the details on a name here. Obviously, I click on it, and the one I'm looking at is Palantir, but, you know, so that's what I have in my ear, and yeah, Obi, I mean, I feel like trading blind, especially if you're trading these big cap tech names, is a little bit risky, because like you just mentioned there, Oracle has a deal with NVIDIA, or, you know, NVIDIA gets downgraded by, I don't know, Wedbush, somebody that's very, very bullish on the name. You know, things like that wind up happening. You need to be on top of it when you're trading those names. But yeah, the economic events, you know, I feel like unless it's kind of, you know, starts with like a CP or something like that, it doesn't matter too much. I'm excited for unemployment numbers coming through and some of the jobless claims. But we have PCE, this Friday, which is being released when markets are closed. So there we go. We can see if charts move when economic numbers are open. Maybe we'll see the futures moving around there on Friday. But yeah, okay. So I'm looking at Coin, but I don't think I'm going to trade it. I do trade news and stuff like that, but I'm honestly, and again, another shout out to Benzinga. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm hearing all the time in my ear, this is what's happening. They've been charged with that, or this is the decision, not charged. This is the decision on that. And, so I'm hearing all these things in my ear as well. So I think we'll just wait on it until we get something, definite about it, or we get back upside, maybe we'll look to fade it. But we'll watch out. Maybe a better trade today, Obi, would be Bitcoin itself, instead of worrying about Coinbase and just saying to yourself, hey, look, Bitcoin is a separate beast altogether. It can survive without Coinbase. But how much of the run up in crypto is associated with or with Coinbase is associated with crypto. So I think that it's more the other way around for Coinbase, that it kind of needs Bitcoin to be upside, not the other way around. So we'll wait to see what happens with crypto, but there's many people in our chat that actually trade this on a daily basis. So, okay, here we go. Apple looks like this could be a potentially right back upside. We're now short 87s. We waited for, we just got 89s. So that's the price we're short right now. If it falls, great. Obviously, we're at this level, a trigger higher through 173, and we're busted. So here it goes, man. 173 happening right now for this name. So we're going to get stopped out just a couple pennies higher. It looks like that story on Apple, whatever it is the right story, and it just keeps on going to the upside now. That's Apple trying to take us out a little bit. So I'm going to get a little bit back out here as it just faded back into 173. Sometimes we've seen this trade work out for us where you fade the play, hold it a little bit, and then wait for that tank. But I just feel lucky now to get anything out down at this level because we're just short at 89. So a little small hit here would be what it is. Here it comes. So let's take some more out here as it's trying to flush back a little bit. We'll still hold for a winner, man. We're getting these out for like 5 to 10 cents. Here it comes, right back in a little bit. So we're short 89s. Don't forget where we're short. If we can get some out down here on the downside for Apple, we'll do that. I prefer the short because of what the market's doing, but we're probably the wrong vessel here because we've already taken out 173, which was a level for concern for us. So we'll be nervous hands on this Apple trade, trying to get something out in the low 80s because, again, we took that 10-cent hit already on that last move to the upside as we got some out up there. Let's see if we can put similar amounts in our pocket for a 10-cent win. And then here we go, yes, sir. And then see if we can hold the rest back in for Apple. So here we go, man. We're doing what we said we'd do. Bye-bye, Apple. Hopefully bye-bye. Hopefully it can go to the downside there. We just got a 70 fill or so. Let's see if Apple's cooking now. Maybe back in just a little bit off that 173 short. Maybe not, says Apple. Interesting day trade today for sure. And guess what's happening right now? Tesla's now wanting to go back to the upside. It found a bottom down there at 176. Get down, Apple.
Yeah, NQ's coming into that 18.4. Nice scalps on Apple there, Sean. 18.4 is testing on the NQs, and I did get stopped out of that Intel once again. It's kind of chopping me up a little bit. I do have to reassess. I got a little chopped, got back in and around that 43. Yeah, chips to the downside. Softy also coming into that 420, 421. Hello, it's right there on Softy, breaking week's low as well. So let's see if and when this bounce will come in, but the NQ does not look like it's looking to slow down anytime soon there. CCL, oh boy, got all the way to 17. I held it all the way to 17, and now I'm holding it all the way back. Let's see if some of these levels come in. I wasn't necessarily watching that. 1640, a little bit of size showing up there on the MEMX and the EdgeX. So let's see what we do with this 16 area here. Intel holding that 43 as of right now. So I guess maybe the dip was in and around that 4260s. I might be a little how you say, discombobulated with this action there. Got a little hit in the head with the strong quadunk to the downside, and yeah. So let's be a little bit more patient. There's going to be a lot of opportunity. Shorts are on. Shorts are working really, really well right now with both the NASDAQ and the ES flushing to the downside off of some levels from previous day, right? So what's going on?
We'll go to Adair quickly.
All right, so we're going to go to Adair at the big desk.
Canada Goose here to the upside, picking up volume. GOOS. Earlier this morning, they announced that they were reducing their workforce by roughly 17%. So some layoff news bringing Canada Goose to the upside, guys.
At 150.
Man, I wonder if those jobs are flying south. Okay, so we. I think that was better. I think I deserve more credit for that one. That was a pretty good one. All right, so thank you. All right, so we'll. By the way, let me look down at here. Oh yeah, Alibaba long. Alibaba is going ham in this market right now. Like, okay, I mean, see ya. You know, we identified this. We actually wrote it down. We talked about this. We tweeted this out. We wrote down that we liked Alibaba into that level of $70. But the problem is, we should have put another bid down here when we saw these wicks. Only made it. When these wicks happened, it was up here. We're like, oh man, only went down to 70.50. But it just came in some of that destruction to the downside. It came in again, and now Alibaba taking it out to that upside. We got a little bit more of a push down on Apple. We got a good fill. Actually, I think we got a 22 in there. Or hold on a second. How do I zoom? I'm hitting zoom in here, and it's just, what did it just do to these charts? What just happened here? Okay, zoom out. My charts are definitely not cooperating right now, but that was a 41. We're bidding 22s, right? The lowest we got was 41. So yeah, didn't get down to the 20s, got into the 30s. So we'll always bid around those quarters. My bad, thought we got filled there, we did not. So we'll wait for Apple. We did reload this name. We got a great trade, obviously, on NVIDIA. That would be, what, $35 now in the money? We'll check back in on NVIDIA in a minute. I feel like I have to log out and back in because I've done something here with my charts. There we go, now maybe I fixed it. Anyways, we'll get it figured out. But there we go. Tesla's starting to come in a little bit right now. I'm bidding 177.25s. Sorry, 177.35. Hopefully we'll get that fill as it's coming back in. Let's just put a bid right now, see if we get it. There it is. So we'll take a 47 fill there and see if Tesla wants to come back into the downside. We've made a mess on this going long, that's for sure. We'll try to take the short here on a VWAP bump, but we're only 30 cents in the money. We're licking our wounds. Let me take another piece out, honestly. There it is. We'll take another piece out there, and I'm fine doing that, guys. If that's what's going to happen for us, we'll just make some money back slowly. We're getting out if it breaks 178 anyways. Tesla right now trying to go, and then a new position alert for us. And I'll pass it over to you, Obi. Apple's down. There's Apple. Okay, so we can put our order back in. It just hit 25s. So there it is right there. Let's go. Spin that damn money one more time. 70 cents now in the money on Apple.
Nice.
Woo, so, man, yeah, why did we get out?
That was a nice trade. It was like ripping up, and I saw you were like looking at it for a couple seconds, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go short Apple, and then boom, that was one of the tops. That was nice. I'm a little I guess.
What happened to me?
I'm being patient because I'm a little flustered with all the stops I've been getting out. I'm like, all right, well, that keeps stopping out, that keeps stopping out. So I'm like, all right, let's take a quick breath. ARM is bouncing off of that 22 level. That's interesting as well. Kind of missed out on that trade. 23, what is the low here? 22.86 is the low on ARM, and I think that's kind of a day one earnings day one level as well. Oh boy, look at that Apple short coming in.
Apple is now
so holding on to that
baby.
Apple. Nice trade there, Sean. Intel holding up in and around that 43. So yeah, I did switch short because we did have that strength come back in, and then semiconductor is super kind of weak to the downside. NVIDIA holding as of right now that 900 level. Let's see if we kind of bounce off this 18.4. That might be the move there. Nice little wick on the 15-minute chart, the previous 15-minute chart. So we're printing the fourth one right now with only 2 minutes into the candle. So we got 13 minutes left to print on this 15-minute candle. So let's see if we actually catch a bounce off this 18.4. We keep seeing this where it's like, okay, well, every about 100 points or so may or may not be an interesting level on the NQ, and if it's showing up as one, maybe something to consider watching and keeping a closer eye on. AMD though, continuing to the downside. So I think it was Kyle Bernadette in the chat saying that AMD 15-minute reversal candle, definitely that reversal coming in quite nicely underneath that 178, testing 176.60s right now. Never really looked back off of that 178 either. So I like that one. I'm gonna get a little bit more of this CCL here. Let's see if that kind of comes into fruition. Let's see if the bid is in and around this area here. That was some interesting action on the initial kind of flush down and wick back up. That was my reason to get in initially, and then when it comes back down and catches a little bit of strength in the same place, maybe I want some more there. But we'll see whether or not it'll work. I have no idea, but I'm willing to put some risk on there on that one. Van Eck, hello, just holding this 220 level there. SOXL, I was watching SOXL as I brought it up before, made a low in and around 44 and coming back up to that 45. So let's see if SOXL can get past that 45. And do you ever look at these ETFs as like indicators to trade like this?
I should.
They're like the they're like the sector. They're like they're an average of the sector, how the sector is kind of weighted as well. If I'm trading Intel, should I be watching like SMH? Or if I'm trading Nvidia, should I be watching SMH or is like NQ? Well, Nvidia is pretty much a big player in the market right now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Right? It's like if you kind of got to understand the relationship between them. Like what percentage of SMH is Nvidia, and then I just find like honestly the move. It's almost what you're asking before. It's like the move happens in the ETF because of the stock. So I almost think the other way around. I think if
chicken or the egg, that's always that.
Yeah, well, the egg would be the ETF because the chicken is the stock, and then what you're doing is you're putting 100 chickens together, and then it's producing one egg, which is the ETF. Because as those chickens, because they react to the price of the stock. I don't know. Robinhood right there. That's the way I use the NASDAQ 100 as a sort of a leading indicator for the stocks, like looking at key levels, because I just feel that if I'm going to be trading Microsoft and Apple and all these big names as well, if something breaks in the NASDAQ, which is 100 names, then more likely to see a move down like that. So that's where I'm saying that if you did the research and you were able to find out that, NVIDIA and SMH or SOXL, if SOX breaks a key level, then NVIDIA will go with it. But the thing is like, how big of a move is that because of Micron? Or like yesterday we had, you might have got some bad signals in one of those things. But anyways, so I mean, probably people in the chat.
Sean.
There goes Robinhood. We just got some out there at 82. So that was a nice play. We're still in 70% of this, so loser could be abound here on this name, but we are in it right now, and it's Robinhood. I saw someone talk about Fisker before. It's trading, but we won't trade it on this show because at Real Trading we have risk limits, and unfortunately, if there's an OTC name that's under $1, it's not tradable for us. It's too hard to borrow shares, going short, all this kind of stuff. Because the thing is like, if you go long here, the most you're going to lose is 2.5 cents. But if you go short right now on Fisker, the most you're going to lose is unlimited because this name could get a deal, halt, just start to move on you. And next thing you know, because of liquidity issues with these pink sheets or the OTC market, it can be hard to punch out of levels. Can be. It's hard to punch out of all stocks, but this is even harder because of the way it's constructed. So just be careful with that. But anyways, that is Fisker right now on the pink sheets. And shout out to our good friend, Mr. Mendel. Wow, what a good dip buy. I said yesterday to Chris on the market recap show, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not even going to try to be smart anymore. I'm just going to buy every dip in NVIDIA. I wonder if today is one of those days. Wow, man, Alibaba, guys. Like, honestly, I just typed in NVIDIA when I meant to type in Alibaba. This name just continues to go higher and higher and higher. Right now goes Alibaba. Great move. I feel like I may want to buy more of this name coming through. I really like the story here between Alibaba and what's actually happening underneath the hood. The risk is in the Chinese environment. We've talked about that over and over again, probably too much so. All right, I'm going to get out some more Robinhood because we just had a nice move up right there on Robinhood, up to 85. We'll take that fill, and then we'll go over to the screen and find out what's happening with Hedera.
Really nice move up here for the IWM, coming back into this previous area of support, though, and rejecting a little bit. We're still up a little less than 1% here on the day for the Russell 2000. And lots of these small cap names to talk about, including Stoke Therapeutics. This one also mentioned yesterday, but now they've announced a public offering of up to $75 million of common stock, of about 25% is STOK. We also have here NUVB, Nuvation Bio. This one also repeat runner here. They did announce their acquisition of Heart Therapeutics on Monday after the close. Now today they got an upgrade with a price target increase from Jefferies from $1.40 to $10. So massive price target increase, giving NUVB a nice move to the upside here. Last but not least, Ouster, OUST. This one is an earnings related name. They did report a bit of mixed earnings here, but they did actually increase their Q1 revenue expectations above what was expected here. So nice look here for OUST. Nice look for a lot of these small cap runners today.
We talked about that, man. Maybe it's small cap season again.
Yeah.
As me and you. Oh, you got CCL. That's kind of.
It's
yeah. CCL market?
It went to 17. I didn't get any out. I was like 50 pennies on something like CCL. I should be getting some out there, but I guess I'm looking for that level to level move potentially off of the 16 area here. But yeah, let's see whether or not that'll come in really. But yeah, that AMD still continuing to the downside. Apple looking a little weak off that 173 as well. We kind of topped out, so that strength right off the open. Maybe setting up for a potential reversion trade, but this wick on this off of this 172 a little concerning, as if the market is kind of bouncing here. Let's see off of this 18.4 what we do in and around here on the NQs and then the ES as well. I guess what is this level here? So we bounce off of 75 or 52.72s ish. And change. So yeah, nothing too crazy. I got on board right now. Let me know what you guys are trading. I know that definitely AMD was a missed move there. I know I'm missing out on a few of those shorts that just came in so beautifully as well. What are you guys trading? DJT saying Fort Lee. Okay, so DJT. Let's take a quick look at that. That chart
we did
there.
look at that.
So I got. Sean was nice enough to get me some shares in the morning, so we have some borrows on this name, but not really a bias, right? Because like I don't really care if it goes up or down. I just want to see, is there a place where I can kind of put some risk on long or short, depending on what I'm seeing there on both the chart and the tape. But yeah, so as of right now, day low 62 halves, day high 72 40s. In the pre-market, kind of the opening session high is 71.90s-ish, so just in and around that level there. We were talking about can it get to this 80? Look at that wiki action that we had yesterday when it did attempt to push into that 80 there on DJT, and we were not getting a nice little pullback back into those 60, 62 area as well. I know I really like that 62 yesterday, but didn't really give you that in the open session, as we just blasted off of it right off the open, pushing into that 80 mark there, and yeah, that was pretty wild there. So a little bit of a relief, a little bit of a pullback here on DJT, and along with that, let's take a quick look at Reddit, right? Like Reddit. Okay, so Reddit. Definitely interesting. 64 broke all the way to the downside. 60 broke. So, oh boy, we are pulling back a little bit here on the Reddit. And yeah, this was the day where options kind of came out, right? So options came out, and we did about what is this? About a 36% move off of this strength that we had just going into the open as well. If I can get, if I can get that measurement there, so right into the close, yeah, 63.5 roughly, about 16.5 points to the upside on that day where we got that options introduction there. So we are pulling back into some of those prices. Let's see if this bid is has any substance. Where will the bid catch if the bid is going to be a little bit heavier than the sells? All right, so CCL holding as of right now, Intel holding this area as of right now. So what is SMH doing? What is NVIDIA doing? NVIDIA holding that 900. So okay, so things are a little stagnant at that 900 level on NVIDIA for now. 520 holding on the spider as well. What's Apple up to? Apple 172 testing. Alphabet broke that 150. Okay, so I did pull it up when it was coming into that 150 on Alphabet here. Google is what I'm looking at. So 150 breakdown as of right now. Let's see where we can go to. Let's see if we can get to that 149. I did want to interact with that 150. We're about a quarter away from that. I'll let it kind of settle in. Let's see what happens there. But Apple with a nice reversion pullback coming in. Let's see if that 72 can break. That was a little did a little bit of a wick on that 3 minute there. I was going to say 15. This is a 3 minute chart. On that 3 minute chart as of right now. So let's take a quick look at the 1 minute, see how that kind of panned out. So yeah, it was a wick on the 1 minute. What's going on?
Let's go. We're short Tesla right now, 178.20 right now. As you know what, like, honestly, I'm done with this crap. Like, if there's a trade that we like, we can get absolutely destroyed early, and we've already talked about that. I feel like patience in this game, especially when the market has these moves like we're having right now, can be something that, like, is very, very underrated at certain points. Me and you talk about that. It's like it's 10:30 right now. And part of what I hear all the time is like, you know, oh, it's this time of day. I can't find good trades. Like, if that's the case for you and you've done some sort of a study, okay, and you've done like, hey, I know I lose money during these times, and it's more just like this is a statistical fact, not something that happened yesterday or the day before or something like that. Like, I'm sitting here and I told you that we lost on that Tesla trade, and we've made back more than half of that. The idea is that you got to find out when you yourself trade the best. Whether or not that's now, whether or not that's first thing in the morning, you know, whether or not you're a news-based guy, whether or not you're the reversion trader, whether or not whatever style you're trading, look for those plays. Like, look, Apple's a pure momentum long play. Unfortunately, I restarted the charts, so I'm missing all this data. But come over to the chart here, Fabian, quickly, just for a second. And I know I'm missing the data, but you guys know Apple just went all the way up. So you could have played the long for sure. But then we saw it sort of slow down a little bit up here at 173 and played the short back in. But that doesn't happen till 10:10. We don't even get involved for Apple till 10:10. We get killed on Tesla all the way. Then we were maybe some money back there off 176. We hit the short again. We hit the short again. We're almost out of this. We're not trying to dance with this. We just now had crude out, so we'll check out what's happening with XOM right now coming through. But yeah, there it is, a nice move to the upside there for XOM, 115 as crypto back down in 70,000 now. So it looks like crypto right on target here, because we got to go to Adara. Looks like it's trying to bounce. So there's a nice move down in IBIT, up $1 from that bottom of 39. Looks like crypto, you know, day over day, because see, that's where you can look at IBIT, right? Because like if you're panicking about what crypto's doing, yesterday at 4 o'clock to right now, you're up 0.56. So, all right, Robinhood, by the way, we're going to go to Adara. Maybe a little bit of a crypto story here as well. Robinhood with the 25-cent winner on board as well. I mean, what else are we supposed to do? We talked about buying this name down to 1950. There it is. It's a nice trade to the upside, and it's Adara at the big desk with your crypto minute.
Of course, the big story here today for crypto involves Coinbase, C-O-I-N. Basically, what's happening here is a federal judge basically saying that the SEC's lawsuit against Coinbase can move forward, but they have dismissed aspects of it. So they did, agree with or I think at least say that SEC is sufficiently pleaded that Coinbase did operate as an exchange, a broker, and a clearing agency, and engages in the unregistered offer of sales of securities. However, they did dismiss the claim that Coinbase acted as an unregistered broker via wallet application. So as you can see here, the market reaction was initially very negative, but there are some analysts as well that view this as a slight win for Coinbase because of this last part of the SEC's claim being dismissed. So a bit of a mixed sentiment. We'll have to wait and see how this one shakes out for Coinbase. Bitcoin itself, though, trying to reclaim, slightly reclaiming here that 70,000 area, just slightly below now here from what I'm seeing here in TradingView. This candle looking much like yesterday's. We try to wick up into that 72,000 area and then fall below. So bit of a flat move in the last couple of days for BTC. A lot of these other crypto names pretty flat as well. We do have Ethereum slightly to the downside here. It's still above that 3,500 level, though. BTC struggling to reclaim that 70,000 decisively, and a lot of these other ones to the downside. Solana down about 3.5%, Ripple down about 2%, Dogecoin up about 4%, Avalanche down about 4%. So really mixed picture here for cryptocurrencies. And we are brought to you by Benzinga Pro. Sign up today for 50% off their premier news and research platform for retail traders with code TTV, capital letters. Use the link in the description to go to checkout.
Oh, Adobe, by the way.
I thought you were going to continue that.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I even doing in life? Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I was like, okay.
Because it's like Tesla. We just got the dollar winner, you know. And I mean, it's a good trade, and you know, happy with it. But it's like, you know, I have literally unlimited funds to throw at these things, and you know, I only put it in when it's doing this, right? Absolutely ridiculous. But I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say thank you to Nimit. I got your DM. It means a lot. Thank you so much for that. So shout out to Nimit there as well. Oh, he was just talking about how impressed he is with the market recap show. I'll tell it like it is. That's what he mentioned there. So thank you, Nimit. So that looks like a good out because look what Tesla's doing now. So we're fine. We're short at 178.20. Our out on this is a break of 50. So we'll take 30-cent win. Well, we're almost out. We only have 20% left. I was going to say debating reloading it, but here we go. Breaking through 50 right now. Holding out a little bit. We have it at a break at 10 cents higher than this. So right now, there it is. We're going to come out. So, I mean, we couldn't be happier. And this is what I mean about, and Obi, you and I sit here all the time and talk about, you know, we don't talk about where's that home run trade. People maybe in the chat do, but it's like, where's the amount of shares? Like, if that was such a good out, then maybe it was a good long, you know, and vice versa. So you're always kind of battling with these ideas. And I just did not re-short it right there when we could have. So let's see what happens now on Tesla. I mean, that was a pretty aggressive move there to the upside. Let's see if we can take a break. If it gets back down sub 178 again, then we should probably take some out, as we just missed an opportunity right there, guys. Like, that's a pretty clean opportunity to reload it there. So let's just slow down a little bit on what we're doing. Robinhood came back in. We got another piece out at the 50. Our best out here is 98. So that's so far so good. Let's see if it keeps on working to the downside right now for Robinhood. Amazon, Apple, Hood, Tesla, NVIDIA are the only other names that we've traded. And I think NVIDIA is getting back to that VWAP level that we shorted right there, possibly for another move. But the market is changing right now. It feels like the winds are changed right here. You're trying to get to that 50 period again on the market. We've touched the bottom a couple times there. Let's see what happens with this name. But right now, I feel like the market is just kind of figuring itself out here again. So we'll wait on some of these, you know, ideas about loading up on anything right now. We're still long Robinhood. We're long Amazon and short Apple.
Yeah, NVIDIA with the first couple of green candles here on the 15-minute. I did pull it up here. So that 900 holding that 985, holding that 900, VWAP in and around that 907 right now. So let's see how well this 900 kind of holds on NVIDIA here. I did kind of I got stopped out of Intel one more time. It is pushing towards some of those highs there. So I'm gonna piece off of that one. I am fighting. I guess I am fighting the trend a little bit there on Intel. I was looking for that flush back down, but then it comes all the way back up. I thought this was maybe potentially a lower high, but that 43 holds quite well. So and then starts to kind of grind up towards those highs. I'll piece off. I'll wait. Maybe if we double top here, or if we kind of push through, that might be something to consider. But with NVIDIA kind of bouncing off that 900, I do have to be a little wary on the shorts. Yeah, the NQ as well, right? Second 15-minute green candle happening here on the NQ. So we'll stay a little bit more patient. That 900 is probably going to be a little bit messy before it really decides to go anywhere, I think. But that is just my opinion. And yeah, CCL holding that 16.4. You can see over and over again, like we come down, 16.4 holds. You get all the way to 17. I take nothing out. You come all the way back down to 16.4. I add some more, and then it holds that 16.4.
I add some more.
Yes, sir. And then we come back up into VWAP. So let's see if sellers are in control, we make lower highs, or the shelf is kind of a base here. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm just trying to read some of this tape and learn along the way. Hopefully you guys are in some good trades. What have you guys been trading today? Let us know. We know that there's a lot of things moving around. The shorts were nice. Some of the longs were nice. Apple and Intel were really strong off the open. Everything else, Nvidia and some chips with the dip off the open. Nice strong sells as well. Google holding that 150. Apple holding that 172. So let's see, are we going to get that bit of reversion as the market bounces? Is Apple going to do the exact opposite as it has been doing today? Is it opposite day for Apple today? The market was down, Apple was up. Now the market's catching a bit of a bounce, and Apple's kind of pulling back a little bit here today. So maybe an opposite day. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Kramer likes SMCI. Yeah, guys, SMCI. Here's the thing. Now, Sean, you probably have the risk for this. SMCI playing around with that 1,000 mark, right, as of right now, and it's giving you about a 15-point kind of a low away from that thou mark right there. So I think if the market's going to bounce here, that looks like a decent long. Now, I wish I could get involved in that one, but there are other vehicles if I want to play the chip bounce. If Nvidia and SMCI and some of these other names are going to take a bounce right there, along with some market tailwind. There goes the ES as well. Holy, all right, there goes CCL. There goes Nvidia. Are we going to break through that into that 905 level? We have yet to find out. What do you got going on?
It's a long, long world right now. Yeah, we're still short Apple. We got, so Tesla broke that 178.50. It's now underneath it. So we'll just stay away from Tesla. It's giving us some little bit of bad vibes there, but it is coming back in now. So if you're still short that one, I like it. We're filming our podcast tonight. We're happy to have Kunal Desai on the podcast tonight. Really cool. So come over to my screen here, Fabian, if you get a sec. So go over. Find it. It's at TraderTv.live. I've retweeted it as well. From Bulls on Wall Street. Should be a good one here. Very, very similar trader to all of us. So we'll see what Kunal's talking about and some possible ideas here to go. But, should be an interesting one. Our first guest appearance. So we're really happy with that. And, it should be a good show. So I know you'll be tuned in, as we all will be over on this side as well. So shout out to Kunal, and thank you for doing that with us. And that'll be tonight, and then broadcasted first thing on Saturday. So get ready for that, and that should be a heck of a lot of fun. I know I'm excited for it. So good talk there. We'll welcome Kunal to the show, and he'll be part of the Trader TV Live family after that. It is an exclusive club, so I have to make sure to tell him that, as he is well aware. So, anyways, good day here today. Good day battling back, I should say, on some of these plays. There's our Tesla trade in and out, but we did take that bottom piece there. So happy at the end of the day with everything. It's 10:40 already. Let's go back over to Adara. Robinhood is working.
A lot of strength here in a lot of these sectors. We have to talk about finance, pretty much green across the board here for a lot of these names. Health technology, pretty strong in general, but it's also worth noting MRK, Merck here, getting some FDA notes, positive FDA notes with regards to its treatment for pulmonary arterial hypertension. So nice move up here for MRK. A lot of strength as well in consumer services, process industries, communications, consumer non-durables, utilities. Hard to find a negative sector here across the board. Producer manufacturing is a little bit weaker, but we do also have some weakness in electronic technology with a lot of these chip names that we see run up sometimes. AMD, AVGO, Nvidia a little bit more to the downside, whereas we have Intel pretty strong right now on the day. We also have a little bit weaker across the board here, electronic technology, CRM, Netflix, Meta, all trading to the downside today, guys.
All right.
So Intel broke that high. It's a good thing I kind of got out, chopped up, but the long continues. So the initial idea is definitely still there. I would say I was like, okay, well, how much are we going to pull back? I guess we pull back more than 50% before the bid kind of catches on. So, all right, I'll remember that. Let's see. I got to give it some more room, maybe some more patience as well to really see and let it build back up into that 43. I like that 43, right? So take a look at what 43 does. And now this is kind of half of me talking to myself as well. But yeah, if I like the 43 and it kind of chops that 43 and reclaims, holds double bottoms and consolidates and then breaks out, maybe that's a good place to get involved for a potential break of the highs right there. And that's exactly what it's doing as of right now on Intel to the upside. So with the chip bounce that's happening right now, Intel kind of, it had that pullback off of the flush, but it did start off distinctly different, and that bid is catching right back on through that 43 on Intel there. Got a little bit short on the UPS. UPS selling off yesterday as well. Kind of missed out on this 146. But I like that 145. We'll kind of give it some room there off that 145. Let's see if we can get some more into this trade. VWAP also coming in as a little bit of confluence as we made those highs. We try to get above VWAP and can't really get above VWAP as well, pushing back down towards those lows. Let's see what we do with this 145 here, Sean. So, but with the market bounce, I am watching this. I'm watching the CCL. I don't think it's really as affected as some of these chips are with the market bouncing. But yeah, there goes UPS. Let's see if we can get a nice little flush to the downside. UPS yesterday, I don't know what the news necessarily on this one was, but somebody definitely selling the UPS for a majority of the day yesterday. Take a look at this. Some decent RVOL as well on UPS. So yeah, opened up around 160s, straight flush to the downside, 158, 150, and then all the way down to 143. And I was like, holy, how did I miss this one? Well, maybe because chips are hot and I got eyes on the chips, but there's definitely a lot of opportunity in the market. I got to do my art, which reminds me, I got to do my scanners. I got to do a better schedule of scanners midday and a couple of times during the day there. So maybe we can introduce that, going through some scanners during the day and kind of working that into the schedule there. That's what I'm thinking. There goes CCL back into VWAP. Let's see if VWAP has those sellers that were there. 17 couldn't really get through earlier. We're holding that 16.4 as of right now, pulling back up into VWAP. And let's see if those sellers kind of come back in and around that 17 or underneath that 17. Maybe not exactly at VWAP. Do we make a lower high? Those are all the questions I'm asking right now. There goes UPS to the downside. Let's see how far we can get below that 145 here. But yeah, that's SOX. Was it SOXL? Yeah, SOXL. I was looking for that opportunity to show up in and around those 44s, 44.50s. And yeah, look at that wick on the 15-minute. If you guys pull up that SOXL, ripping right off of that 44 mark and pushing back up higher, and then you get that market bounce as well, kind of following along. So Intel pushing up even higher. 43.50s is the high on Intel right now. So the long was not necessarily wrong. Watching that Krispy Kreme as well. Is it doing the same kind of RVOL it was doing yesterday? Oh boy, yeah, 10 RVOL today. Okay, so yeah, definitely one to keep on watching. Yeah, in the pre-market, I have it doing 31,000 RVOL, which is like, okay, well, hold on, slow down. But definitely an interesting look there. Don't want to take my eyes off of that one. UPS coming back to the downside here. So did we lick grab yesterday's end of day consolidation highs on UPS with a nice little 1 point lick grab, and now we're pushing back down? Are we going to continue this strong sell-off that we had with the volume? Who's selling? I don't know, but I definitely want to be involved if the sellers are in charge on something like a UPS. And speaking of UPS, let's see what FedEx and Amazon are up to, both kind of shipping companies, I would say. FDX, all right, so let's see what FedEx is up to. Oh boy, FedEx with a nicer fade to the downside, opening up at 290s, fading off into 285s, 284, 96s is the low. Bouncing off of yesterday's level here, off the support that we got off of that morning drive on the pullback there, that 285. So interesting on the FedEx. Let's see what our friend Amazon is up to. Amazon also bouncing after a strong quadunk in the morning. 177.30s is the level. Nice little consolidation, maybe a little shelfy business going on over here at that 178. Where am I getting 189? 178 to 179-ish level here on the Amazon. So a nice little flag happening here, flag pennant, whatever you want to call it, price action there happening there on Amazon. Let's see. I'm closely watching this CCL. You know, just this is like that nice slow moving trade, which is like, you know, we'll ease into it. We'll kind of work into it if it's working. It's working as of right now, but technically I am kind of fighting the trend as VWAP is a little heavy there. But I like the hold of that 16.4. I was watching it. I was like, all right, well, if this is gonna crack, I will get stopped out eventually if it goes all the way down. But if it's gonna hold, I want to stay involved with the long idea and see if this earnings day one has any umph to it. Market tailwind maybe coming in potentially. IBIO holding that trend from the pre-market. I know we were watching that in the pre-market IBIO with some news coming out as well, and some decent RVOL happening in the pre-market. Take a look at this. You want to see some crazy RVOL numbers? Look at that, 644,000.
And which stock was that?
This is IBIO, because this thing does absolutely nothing. Right, it does like no volume, and all of a sudden it gets some volume. It's like, all right, well, this is the magnitude of volume that we're doing above normal on something like IBIO. So definitely, maybe a competitive arena, even though it's relatively lower priced than some of the other tickers that we're involved with today. Market cap of 4 million on IBIO. So what's the float actually?
Let's see. The float was only 3 and a bit.
Yeah, 3.5. So it's exactly a little potentially manipulable and cornerable.
That's a good word.
As well. At a $2, like what? It's like, let's be generous.
Manipulable.
$3, roughly the price, right? 3.5 million shares. You don't need a lot of money to kind of move that ticker around, especially if the float is cornered. So I like to stick to some large caps. 100 billion is nice. Sorry, 100 million, not 100 billion. 100 billion is nice too, but yeah, of course. So things like Amazon, Apple. That's why I like the large caps. Not really. I guess you need a bigger player to come in to really move around those tickers. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think the concepts are the same. It only takes one ticker. It only takes one order. It only takes one trade to really kind of move some things around. If somebody's like, okay, well, I'm gonna sell my position, sell my portfolio. Apple goes down or UPS sells off. Nobody knows why.
And if you're not, it only takes one mic.
Yes.
All he needs is one mic. All we need is some Chinese shares. Never thought we'd say that. All right, so we're long Alibaba here on a dip buy. I just want to talk about, we did get out of Amazon. Look what Amazon's doing, Obi. I mean, you want to talk about the market kind of doing nothing. Look what Amazon...
Yeah, that was like shelfie business.
Exactly.
Doing some shelfie business.
So we got out on that business. All right, so we're out of that one. Here's Robinhood. So we were able to get out at 20 again. We only have 20% left of that one. And then the newest entrant right now, as I just keep on scalping some out here, is Alibaba. We actually got out the first time when it broke. So we actually have an out here. It did break the 50 period and we got out, but then we just bought it against this level here, breaking of 25s. So now we're long at 32. We're in the money. It's all good. We just stair-stepped it out all the way up. Our best out is 40s. We're waiting for higher. So we've got like up here, 50s and change. But again, if this market's going to turn around, this is going to be a 6 or 7 cent hit. We're going to be getting out at 25 break if it comes back out, which is why we started emptying a little bit there on that name. Apple's still moving. NVIDIA just broke 9 bills again. That's not going to be good for any kind of longs in this market, I wouldn't think. But there it is, 177. Oh no, did we get as high as 178? No, we did not. So, excuse me, we're waiting for that fill if we can get into 178. I like to play off view up with the 200 period rate there as well. Yeah, so basically Robinhood is here. We only have 20% left. We have a decent size on Alibaba. If that goes great, that's the only thing we're working with right now. Tesla, the long that we wrote down at 178, that's been really good, just was not early. So I feel like we didn't give this one enough room. We lost too much money to be starting the day at 9:45. So we're gonna regroup on all that. We always talk about, timing of the market and making sure that, you're making the right trades at the right time. We'll work on that with Tesla. But hey man, yesterday we had 178 long and it went to 185. Or something like that. So, you take what you can get here in this market. And right now we have Adara with Money Talks.
DXY continuing to struggle with this 104.50 area, continuing to run up with this level. We did have a little bit of a move down yesterday initially into 104, ended up closing positively on the day. No major economic data from today. We did get a revision of some of those January wholesale inventories numbers getting revised slightly lower. Sales revised slightly higher for January, but no new numbers. We do have Fed's Waller speaking after the close tonight at 6 p.m., so that will definitely be on watch as he is considered typically to be a little bit more hawkish. Definitely something to note. He's our last Fed speaker of the week. Tomorrow, we do have that quarterly GDP number coming out at 8:30. Definitely stay tuned for that. Chicago PMI coming out at 9:45. Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 10 a.m. And then on Friday, which is a trading holiday, we are getting that PCE data. So lots of data coming in later this week. Today, though, we do have a slight move up here on the DXY on a pretty light day for data, guys.
All right, thank you, Dara.
Yeah, it's only 10:52 right now. What a better time to do this. Oh, man. Okay, we're still waiting for Alibaba to do something. So today's menu, and then yesterday we had that Szechuan chicken. I don't know. I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I saw it. It looked pretty decent.
Looked good. Okay,
I
good.
didn't try it.
All right, we get a meh in our ear. So Fabian was meh on that one. Today's, though, pretty good. If you're a fan of chicken, today will not be your day. Grilled pea meal tomato cheddar sandwiches with coleslaw.
Who's in the field?
Ramin, I guess. Maybe not a fan of the pork over there. And roasted
Coleslaw is good.
Yeah, the coleslaw and the wedges. So I like it because it's a sandwich. We've talked about that.
I like this.
I think for lunchtime, I think that's pretty appropriate. But again, we have the salad. I hope that for a tuna topper on the salad is my fave. So, all right. Robinhood now breaking above $20. That's a face slapper, I feel like. Nice move there. So we're long at 70. Nice move there. We'll see if it can continue up. Alibaba's holding. Apple, we're only in 10%. You know, again, that shelf business is happening. We've done really well on this one, although it looks like we did panic. Remember when it broke higher? We got something out there for flat or roughly flat at 98, 99, but then it started to blast in to the downside, and we just took profit almost as fast as we could on that one because we went really counter trend on that Apple trade. I'll give you although Tesla's just bouncing around right now, this level of 178, we should have potentially shorted Rivian. So I just, again, it's just right here. We are missing, oh no, I'm not missing any data on this one. So Rivian just came into this 1075 area. I kind of like option areas like that. So that's an area there. 1075 could be a short. And then if you might remember, when the market was falling down, I said, you know what? Names like this are names that could possibly get hit when the market starts to lose some, energy. Bad leeway because it's not an energy stock. But it's one that's fueled a lot of gains lately. It's DraftKings. DraftKings is down 7% right now today. Coming right back in, taking out all of last week, everything out right there. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days all the way back and getting back into this 45 area. I don't think a name like this is a buy yet. The market's not even really down, and this is getting hit. Now, I think there was some sort of an insider selling report or something on DraftKings today. We can find out more about that, but they'll have this on the midday. But DraftKings back into $42 right now. You know what? This is a good opportunity because I'm just watching out. Alibaba's now 8 cents in the money. That's actually pretty good. We want more, so we're going to wait for that. Oops. I meant to type in DraftKings and I typed in Baba. DKNG. All right, here it is right here. So, no. Okay, a trader circulate investor business daily. Okay, so this is maybe what it was. This is at 1043. So this move happened immediately. But so it says shares spiking lower. Traders circulate that IBD investor business daily sold its position. So again, if that would be the case. For that, and again, it just says circulating rumors. I would think that would be a buy. If there's nothing material wrong with the stock, again, I don't know how many shares that would be. I don't really see a big volume spike of any sort of significance until down here at $46, which wouldn't explain a $5 move down. So there it goes. Alibaba was good, and now it's not. So here we go. Alibaba. Right now, waiting to make a move. We just got up to 38. It bounced again. What's that level? Yeah, so 39. So we could have got some more out there at the 50 period. Let's just put an offer there. I mean, we don't really want to get it too much out here, but if we have to, then we'll do it one more time and wait for this to get back upside. We already talked about the market doing nothing right now. So these plays are just on stocks that I think are strong. Alibaba had a nice move up. It's pulling back into some consolidated areas, I thought anyways. We initially were long against the 50 period. Now it's staying underneath. Could maybe not a hot trade here to end the day with Alibaba. I like the long. We'll protect it until it breaks 71.25.
Yeah, so I get stopped out of that UPS. Some strength coming in right into VWAP there. Then again, it doesn't seem as really that liquid.
Well, Robin.
So anybody just slapping the bid or slapping the ask is going to move that ticker right there. You can see here. I'll pull it up for you guys here. UPS. Okay, you. Did not mean to do that. Okay, NY. So UPS, take a look at that. It's just one lots on the book for the most part. No real size coming in, anything serious there. And then compare that to the CCL book. Look, you got like 20, 30 lots on each side, roughly, at almost a lot of those prices right at the level 1 price as well. So that's coming into that 146. Let's see what that UPS has got in store for us. That strong sell right off the open there. But yeah. Tickers are, the NQ is just holding this area right here in and around that 18.4 as of right now, kind of sideways. Let's see what NVIDIA is up to. Is NVIDIA still holding that 900? Yeah, 900 is still holding, hasn't really gone anywhere too far from that. So yeah, that morning momentum, that morning flush is definitely starting to slow down as of right now. You can see it here on the futures as well. Strong elongated bars all the way to the downside into 18.4, and then all of a sudden much smaller, little wiki on both sides, and then holding in and around that 18.4 level as of right now. So maybe is this a consolidation before the next leg, or are we going to turn from here? Who knows? But yeah, going to be patiently waiting and watching some of these levels. NVIDIA 900, I think I like as well, and Google still holding that 150 also. So Google didn't really get too far from that. Where is my chart on Google? Okay, so there it is. Apple pushing back up into that 172.5. Softy holding that 420 as of right now as well. Bitcoin just underneath that 70,000 mark. So yeah, let's see. I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Like we said, there's going to be a lot of opportunity in this market. Don't want to get chopped up and don't want to spend too much risk on places where it doesn't really show you that it's there, right? So I got to do a little bit better at kind of staying and keeping that in check as well over here, and this UPS is continuing to go to the upside, so definitely maybe a little too early for the short, maybe totally wrong as well. So we're going to be a little patient for that one there. What do you got going on, Sean?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Obi. Yeah, so I was just looking at Apple here. If this market wants to go to the upside, we do have an out to get out of our last 10% of Apple. We're going to get out if it breaks 60 right there on that shelf. So we put that order in, but it's going to the downside. So, so far so good. I just saw that little bit of a move up there. And by the way, Alibaba, we did get more long there at 70, 71.30 or 31. I just tried to get out at 37 there. It did not fill. And we're not trying to get out of everything, but I'm just trying to get something out here because the market is just what it's doing now. It's doing nothing. So it's like if we can get a bump up like that and get spiked and then get out of some of our long, and then if it continues, great. Like I'm literally talking about getting out of 20%. Feel like that's the right play right now. So we are waiting at some 36s, then some 38s, and then we'll wait to see about a higher take. We know we want to be long Alibaba in case this market does rebound. And then on the midday show here, they're talking breakouts all week, so that should be fun. Coinbase today could be breaking back out to the upside right now after getting through all this garbage at 266. So watch out for that trade. Here goes Alibaba back up to the upside, so that's a good trade. All right, NVIDIA holding 900. Thanks again, Obi, man. Good show.
Thank you.
We're back at 2 o'clock, so that should be a lot of fun. Let's go over and throw it to, thank you, Ty, the midday desk right now with Adara and Sharif.
You guys.
What is up,